It's a rivalry steeped in time, and as steep as the hills that have been climbed, individuals who have made the sacrifices attempting to reach the elusive peak. History both immediate and distant, memories that have shattered dreams and extended others. It's a physical game that defies an occasional tuck in the per-functional pack. When it comes to Mike and Darcy, there's usually no mercy. And last spring, a playoff meant a 7-game payoff for one, but an extended layoff for the other. And with the atmosphere electric, the focus might shift to power forward. Not necessarily the centers of attention tonight, but certainly two centers worthy of attention. One-time European protégés now reflect a propensity for primetime production. Two players straddle that fine line on the respective blue lines. Responsibility in one end, reliability at the other. A Czech is a certified star, and from hockey to hockey, another Adrian makes the transition, and on the island, leads it. Two rivals battered and embittered, and beyond the obvious, a ferocity that's hardly oblivious. A history of war and peace, and tonight, two teams wanting a piece of each other. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Long Island and this long-anticipated rematch between these two rivals. There's no sense stirring the pot. The cauldron's been boiling for at least 6 months with Darcy Tucker and Mike Peca squarely in the middle of it. The Leafs have added some size and skill to the lineup tonight. Shayne Corson and Brian McCabe are back from injuries, and as the Islanders step onto the ice, they would like to seek some retribution, but perhaps 2 points may be just as important to them. The healthy scratches, as far as the Leafs are concerned, Travis Green, Alan McCauley, and Carl Pelash. Wade Belak will be in the lineup as well. And nets for Toronto. Well, Trevor Kidd will see his first action in almost a month. He has not played since a big loss in St. Louis on November the 9th. The Islanders looking for 2 points tonight, given how they have struggled so far this season. And despite a 2-1 win on Tuesday night over the Canucks, New York is 4 games under 500 through 25 games. A far cry from the team that opened up at 15-5, 4-1 last fall. Regardless, Roman Hamrlik has shown no sign of letting up. He is tied for second in team scoring with 16 points and continues to provide the Islanders with quality and quantity time. His 26 minutes and 21 seconds per game is second only to Adrian Aucoin, and he has led all Islander defense in scoring for the last 3 years. This is the 101st meeting between these two teams, and the Leafs have won 6 times in their last 10 visits to a very raucous and loud Nassau County Coliseum. Darcy Tucker and the Maple Leafs are in town. It's the Leafs and Islanders on Rogers Sportsnet, Ontario. Molson Canadian Leaf Hockey and Rogers Sportsnet, Ontario. The Molson Canadian Bubba Collector Can, dressed for a limited time in team jerseys. It's 14 bottles of beer big and perfect for watching the game with the guys.
Opening face-off now just literally seconds away at Nassau Coliseum. The Leafs and the New York Islanders, the panelists here, Nick Giprio, Scott Morrison, and Gord Stellick. And Nick, to you first, how does Mike Peca respond in the opening minutes? He has to react one way or another.
Yeah, I'm real interested to see how he comes out. He felt he was the victim through all of this. He's at home. The expectations are high for a real physical series. Some of the things that might be going through Michael Peca's mind. What do? Do I come out and try to get a big hit early? Do I sit there? Do I try to perhaps drop my gloves against Darcy Tucker and fight right away? Or do I even go after a star player like Matt Sundin? Ooh. These are the types of things that are going through Michael Peca's mind right now.
Well, I think after what he went through with his hit on Zdeno Chara, that he won't take a run at anybody. And I think he'll just go out and play his good, effective, nasty game and try to lead this team to victory.
I'm just curious who this Eric Godard gets to play. I guess Billy Tibbetts wasn't available, couldn't sign him. I mean, put the pressure on this guy to go out and maybe do something goofy. So it depends whether they send this guy on the ice or not early.
I heard he throws it with both hands and both feet.
Well, we'll see. Toronto Maple Leafs and the New York Islanders coming up on Rogers Sportsnet Ontario for ringside seats. Let's take you to Uniondale with Joe Bowen and Harry Neal, fellas.
Thank you very much, Darren. The Knights of the Knotted Nets. Tonight, Trevor Kidd is 7-6-1 lifetime against the Isle. 2.71 is goals against average. And Chris Osgood is 15-8-5 lifetime against the Maple Leafs. A 2.44 goals against average in those games. Veteran referee Don Proharski, 47 years of age from Halifax, is the referee, along with Kevin Pollock, who is 32 from Kincardine, Ontario, Mike Civic of Calgary, Greg Dvorsky of Guelph, are the linesmen, and Darcy Tucker looks on as Michael Pekka will start against them at Sundin line.
That'll be the matchup Peter Laviolette will try to get most of the night, I would say. Pekka's line against Sundin.
Caberlet turns it over to Robert Svela, who returns to Caberlet. Caberlet up the middle off Sundin and into the zone. Fitzgerald after to deny an icing and does. Up along the far side it goes now for Arron Asham. He can't get it out. Renberg battles on the boards as it slides to the lead blue line. Vela bringing it back at center. Plays it to the line, intercepted there, brought by Kenny Johnson back at center, and locked it high into lead territory. Kidd handles the puck for the first time in 11 games. At the blue line, a shot blocked, and a coin shot goes wide of the net. Fitzgerald on the near wing trying to get it past the defense of Roman Hammerlich, and now Caberlet to the far corner. First shift change coming here as Isbister gets a piece of his man, and back is Scatchard to retrieve it. Up on the left wing side for Hammerlich. Hammerlich in, and a long shot snared by Kidd, but whistled down offside at the Toronto blue line as we play 58 seconds, and we can report that it has been non-eventful.
Well, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, watch Robert Svela's excellent work in the defensive zone coverage. I don't think there's a defenseman on the Leaf team for sure, or maybe not many in the Eastern Conference, you can get away from that first forechecker like Caberlet can. And if you think Tucker's not going to play his normal game, then you should be watching another channel.
Yashin, Bates, and Parrish out there now for the Islanders. Brought in over the line by Healy. He sends it wide of the goal. McGillney back of the net. Laid around on the wall, backhanded in by Brian McCabe to Antropov, a shot, and he snapped it just wide of the goal. Cleared on the wing, but not out. Antropov blocking to McGillney. McGillney traps it, gets some help from Healy. Back of the net it goes. Antropov there, poked it out in front of the net. Healy corrals on the far boards. Healy leaving it there for McGillney. Off a stick, and it comes out at center ice now. Bringing it in over the line, dropping for Yashin. His shot rolls in wide of the goal, as that was tipped by Mark Parrish. Parrish into the corner. Along the boards, they fight for it. Brian McCabe's first shift back in 6 games. And Paul Healy comes to center and lifts it in. Ty Domi over the boards along with Reichel. And joined by Jonas Hoglund. And an offside at the Toronto blue line as the faceoff will be in the center ice zone. Darcy Tucker along with Shayne Corson have not been on the ice as yet.
Well, for the New York Islanders, few defensemen have any better shot from the point than Adrian Aucoin. He's got 6 power play goals already. Look out for Mike Pekka, especially when he looks like he's not looking at you. Then he unloads on you in the neutral zone. And Yashin just gave you a little demonstration with that pass that he can move the puck to the right guy at the right time most of the time.
So the offside at the Islander blue line. Peter Laviolette electing to bring up Eric Godard from Bridgeport. So despite the thoughts that maybe it's important for the 2 points, there are other aspects in this game that management is looking at as well. So out of the lineup, Matthias Weinhandel and Oli Kavasha. And an icing charge here against the Islanders will bring it all the way back into New York territory.
Eric Godard last year, 67 games with Bridgeport in the American Hockey League, 5 points, 1 of them goals, 198 minutes in penalties. He's already played 1 game this year, no points, no penalties for the Islanders against Philly, and has 3 points in 22 games for Bridgeport of the American Hockey League, the Islanders minor league affiliate.
6'4", 227 from Vernon, BC. In his entire junior career as a winger, he had 4 goals.
He got him from Florida. Came in on a cement truck.
Along the boards, Domi hustles after it, but can't reach it. Here's Adrian Aucoin turning. We'll see a lot of number 3 on the ice for the Islanders, who is used to playing 30 to 40 minutes a night. Long shooting goes around the glass to the far wing. Lume ties up his man Steve Webb, and back of the net it goes for Rick Jackson. Ahead for Fitzgerald, and back in as the Sundin unit is on again. Backed off the boards and out and down the ice, and this is going to be an icing charge against the Islanders. And I would suggest that all of the hoopla, at least at the opening going, has been really overblown.
Well, give it a little time. I think things will heat up, but both coaches are trying to win the game. Darcy Tucker has not been as productive lately as he was in the first 5 games, as you can see, and I'm sure he's itching to play, and I think Pat Quinn's making the right move here. He'll get him in, don't worry about that, but let the game get going and the people get concentrating on trying to play well and get 2 points and not on any of the shenanigans that everyone here anticipated.
Two-line pass to Isbister is bringing it back into the Islander zone. Joe Bowen and Harry Neal here in the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
How do you like the Islanders' new 3rd uniforms, Joe? Your uniform critique?
Well, I guess they're all right, but I wish they would do something about those arm numerals. You can't read them from up here, and we're not that far away from the ice surface here in this old building.
So you're giving them at least a passing grade?
I'm giving them maybe a 55.
I see.
And they're chanting, "We want Tucker." Here's Vela bringing it out at center. First they hate him, now they want him.
Mother Tucker's restaurant blew it, not having a promotion tonight.
Shot into the crowd, and another face-off coming, and this game has started off at a snail's pace. Both teams are looking for the 2 points, and now here's Tucker coming over the boards with brother-in-law Shayne Corson and Wade Belak.
Well, Mr. Laviolette has a chance to counter this trio with anybody he wants.
Wiemer, Scatchard, and Jason Blake, along with Eric Cairns back in the blue line as Corson runs Cairns. There's a lot to be done there. Way out of the goal is Kidd to tip it away. Tucker taken to the boards, long shot snared by Kidd and held. And now everybody starts looking over everybody else's shoulder.
Scatchard, he took a fairly healthy run at Tucker. Scatchard was the guy who had a fair amount to say about what was going to happen in the local newspapers, and there's the almost hit.
That goes back a number of years. Jason Wiemer and Scatchard were part of the Portland teams that could not beat Kamloops when Kamloops won the 3 Memorial Cups that Tucker was a very large part of. And Jason Wiemer had a butt-ending penalty against Tucker while with Florida last year. So there's a little bit of sidebar stories to all of this, as Cairns and Corson have a word up close and personal in the Gold Crease area.
Well, Wiemer was an addition in the past off-season by Mike Milbury, the general manager for the New York Islanders. Branislav Meze was the Islander defenseman who went to Florida. Wiemer has 3 goals in 25 games, 2 of them in the last 8.
Proud of the left of Chris Osgood. Fans here have been suggesting it's now Chris was good. He has struggled in the early going, but played very well the other night against Vancouver. Back down into the Toronto zone it goes, and back of the net is Berg sending it around on the wing, and McGillney can't get it past Hammerlich. Now it's cleared high to center ice. Grabbing it is Radek Martinic and sent deep into the lead zone. No score here in the first period. McCabe back behind the goal to Berg. Up the middle it goes to Antropov, and he's out at center. Antropov rolling it deep into the Islander zone, forcing his man Mark Parrish back to it. Grabbed off on the wing, and Sean Bates brings it up. Bates gets it ahead to Alexei Yashin, and he'll backhand it into the lead zone. Kidd's out of the goal to pump it around on the wing, and Healy fails to get it, and it just does come out over the line, offside. Drilled back in again by the Islanders.
Well, the New York Islanders really had a wonderful start to last season, as you can see, and since then they are batting .500, 45 wins and 45 losses, and they of course are not off to that kind of start this year with a 9-13-3 record and only 5-8-1 here at home.
The Tampa Bay Lightning kind of mirrored that kind of a start this year.
Right.
It's a team that had not been in the postseason for many years, and the Islanders missed the playoffs for 6 or 7 years and then got off to that great start last year under rookie coach Peter Laviolette. Reichel taken to the boards heavily there by Matthias Timander, and Caberlet going back with Godard on forechecking on him. Into the corner now goes Lapointe. Claude Lapointe gets it freed up, sent around back of the net by Steve Webb, and now it's cleared on the wing for Reichel, and Reichel will get it ahead at center. Cairns steps into Ty Domi at the puck at the blue line, and Domi looking up at Eric Cairns, the Oakville native. Before the game, on the big board here, the Canadian members of the Islanders told the audience their nationality, and then along came Mike Milbury to suggest that both anthems should be honored for the great countries that they were. It was a nice bit of work, and instead of having a similar scenario that went on during the playoffs last year, the crowd was very receptive.
Eric Cairns, who we saw in a minute ago talking to Domi, is playing his 300th NHL game this evening.
Sundin gives the puck away. Michael Pekka drive, and that is taken on the chest by Trevor Kidd and held for a faceoff.
This is Pekka's 11th game since coming off double surgery, shoulder and knee in the summer. He hasn't scored yet. Twice he's won the Selke Trophy as the best defensive forward in the National Hockey League. Gets a good shot away there. And this team will improve as he finds his skating legs again, I'm sure.
Puck thrown deep into the Leaf zone, and Lume plays it up on the right wing for Fitzgerald. His pass struck the skate of Pekka and forces Jackman back behind his own goal. Lume looking up the middle, has it partially blocked, now gets to a bouncing puck to Rick Jackman, who's going to retreat deeper into the Leaf zone. Jackman to Lume, they'll try it again from that side, on to Matt Sundin. Sundin to center, backhands it in, given a bump there by Arron Asham, acquired in the offseason from Montreal. Bouncing puck in on goal, and Osgood kicked it aside. Sundin along the near wing, couldn't trap it. Jackman can't keep it in either. Brad Isbister gets it to the Leaf blue line, but can't penetrate. Johnson has to wait for teammates to get onside, and Isbister rolls it in. Sundin takes Isbister down, and a holding call coming to the Leaf forward will send the Islanders to the power play, and Sundin's got another one.
Matt Sundin picks up a holding penalty, and Isbister, the guy he held, picks up 2 minutes for diving. So both teams will play a man short.
Vela back of the goal. Up ahead it goes to McGillney, sifting through center. McGillney works to the left wing and in with Antropov, trying to work his way around the defense, but Timander would have none of it. Turning with it now is Sean Bates. Bates coming to center. He has Yashin with him in on the right wing for Timander into the corner. Timander poked off his stick momentarily, back to the point to Yashin. Shot is blocked. Now here's Vela trying to get to Yashin. Yashin twisting and turning, tried to send it in, checked by Vela. Vela gives the puck away. Yashin in on goal, still with it and running out of room. And into the corner it goes, but a penalty to the Leafs. Vela.
Robert Svale is going to get a penalty for knocking the Islander player without the puck down in front of the net after Yashin. You're going to see he loses the puck here in the giveaway, and then Yashin goes in and skates too far right there in front of the net. Bates is thrown into the goal by Vela, so we will have a rare situation. 4 skaters against 3 with the Islanders, the extra man.
Shayne Corson, who is a Pat Quinn favorite under these circumstances, is out there along with McCabe and Jackman. Into the slot it comes to Yashin. Down low it goes. Bates back to Yashin. Yashin back into Sean Bates. Coming out with a shot. And holding his ground on the short side was Trevor Kidd. Grabbed on the backhand and lofted out and down the ice by Jyrki Lume. Minute 39 to go in the penalty that has the Leafs a man short. Roman Hamrlik gets it up on the right wing and in. On the right side, trying to make a play, Kenny Johnson, and it fails. And Yashin is going to have to go back into the Toronto zone. Yashin has 8 goals, 4 of them are on the power play. Parrish also has 4. Yashin in on the left wing. Lays it around back of the net, far side for Hamrlik. Hamrlik chased there by Lume. Poked off his stick, it goes to Fitzgerald. He is upended, and out at center ice it goes. Yashin back in on the wing. Hamrlik behind him. Yashin carries to the half boards, tries to center. McCabe got his foot in the way as Kidd reacted quickly to go across the net. Here's Harris. Broken up there by Lume. Scooped out and down the ice by the Leaf defenseman. And now both Isbister and Sundin are back into the fray. So it is 5-on-4 here for the final 36 seconds of the first power play for either team. In on the right wing is Mark Parrish. Round the boards it comes to Hammerlich at the left point. Hammerlich slides it over to Aucoin. Wrist shot coming. Kidd down. Has the save. And Berg has his man tied up at the side of the net.
Watch Lume prevent the pass across on the crease when they were down 2 men. The Islanders won. Twice he did it. If the pass is completed, it's 1-0.
Hammerlich back on the far side to Aucoin to Hammerlich. Leaps out high on the defense. Now on the right side it goes Isbister. Back into the slot. Hammerlich and a split save and a good one made there by Trevor Kidd. Penalty has 2 seconds remaining in it. Hammerlich will come up the left wing boards and run right into Robert Svela. He's out of the box. In on the line, it bounces for Isbister. Played up on the wing in the Leafs, trying to work it out is McGillney. His pass just failing to reach Reichel and Domi. Back at center ice it goes. Domi takes a piece of Isbister. Berg sends his man Scatchard to the ice. Along the boards and into the corner it goes. Now the Islanders cycling the puck. Scatchard back to the blue line and the drive. And down is Trevor Kidd. And he makes the save and holds on. And Jason Blake shoving in front of the net a little bit. Blake from Moorhead, Minnesota, 5'10" and 185.
Jason Blake has 6 points in the last 6 games, 3 of them goals, and there he is in front of the net. And twice, Kidd has had to make point shots. Saves and made a nice one with his left foot there. As you can tell when Tucker's coming back on the ice here.
Tucker, Corson, and Belak back out. Alan McCauley, along with Carl Pilash and Travis Green, were the scratches tonight for Pat Quinn. Now on the far side, a shot wide of the net. Here's Lume playing it back behind the goal, but Scatchard is there. Scatchard trying to play it around for Blake. How's the other side? Now trying to come up with a wraparound try. Stopped by Lume. Cleared to the line, but not out. Long shot by Cairns goes off a leg wide. Lume and Scatchard after the puck. Blake back of the goal. Scatchard tries to center it, but they do the score! Jason Wiemer with the rebound to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead.
Well, the Toronto Maple Leafs have had 2 tough shifts in their own end, where when they got the puck, they couldn't get it out, or they couldn't get it back. And that ends up in this goal, as Wiemer just shovels one in from 10 feet out after a prolonged session of puck control or recovery by the Islanders.
4th goal of the year for Jason Wiemer at 10-17. And the Islanders own the opening goal in the league. Vela dropping it back, and Caberlet comes to center with a pass into the net. Sundin after it. Icing waves off. Sundin thought the play was going to be whistled down. And now it comes back out at center ice. Scatchard and Blake get the assists on the goal. Back down into the Leaf zone it goes. Back of the net. Dug out by Svela. Lays it out at center and down the ice, and icing will be charged here against the Toronto Maple Leafs as the Islanders open the scoring with newcomer Jason Wiemer getting his 4th of the year.
Hey guys, look what the neighbors threw out.
Beer, 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 bubble of beer, beer, beer. Oh, when we get together, just me and all the lads, everyone remembers all the fun we've had. 'Cause every time we gather, there's plenty of good cheer.
Imagine finding someone's organ.
That calls for a bubble of beer.
The Molson Canadian Bubba, now dressed in team jerseys and perfect for watching the game.
Included in the package, look at Leaf defenseman Thomas Caberlet, and of course the O'Fleury's return to the Chicago Blackhawks. 1-0 Islanders here. A goal by Wiemer from Scatchard and Blake at 10-17. Draw won by the Islanders. Martinick fans on the shot, cleared to the line, not out. Now wrist shot in traffic, juggled by Kidd. Big traffic jam, and the puck went wide of the net. Healy trying to get away from Yashin, finds Antropov at center. Out of his reach, it's cleared high in the air. Grabbed off now by Bates. Bates in over the line to Yashin. It rolls wide. Aki Berg flipping the puck to center ice, and it's brought to center ice by Healy to McGillney. Oh, he almost stepped around Hammerlich, but it's up on the right wing and quickly to Yashin on the left side. He's unable to reach it. It slides in on Kidd, and he will easily smother it. And a face-off coming again in the Toronto zone. The Leafs have had just one shot on Chris Osgood. The Islanders, quick out of the gate, have had 9, make it 11 now on Trevor Kidd.
And you could have stopped the one shot he had. And Pat Quinn's not too happy with the first 12 minutes of this game by his team. And it's been anything but a bitter match so far.
Yep. Here's Hoglund coming out of his own zone. Hoglund a pass ahead, deflected back into the zone by Lapointe. And turning with it is Eric Cairns, getting it out at center. Jackman knocked it away, but it's flipped right back in deep into the Leaf zone. Hustling in is Eric Godard after it, around on the boards for Reichel. Reichel ties his man up. The puck is dug out by Toronto, and Lume gets it ahead. Reichel to center, flipping it high into the right wing corner as Domi goes in against Cairns. Slammed into the corner boards, but Lapointe is out at center. Lapointe with Steve Webb. Long shoot in, goes wide of the Leaf goal. Webb in there against Lume and snapped ahead, and Domi is down the left wing. Ty Domi trying to cut to the net. Rolled it in front. Big save made by Osgood on a tip by Hoglund. Back comes Hammerlich. Hammerlich in over the line, and Corson stripped the puck from him. Webb takes Corson over to the far side. They shove a little bit. Both looking at one another, and Steve Webb turns down the invitation from Corson. Along the boards for Belak. Corson in there against Roman Hammerlich. Tucker intercepts. Hammerlich got a little bit of a shot in there as it comes around on the near side. Steve Webb loses it. Corson in for Tucker, couldn't get a shot. Radek Martinek against the boards, and it's cleared by the Islanders down the ice. Scatchard chasing hard on Thomas Kaberle. Down goes both players. Centered in front of the net. Kenny Johnson, a shot right on. Big rebound, and it's swatted out and down the ice.
Well, the Islanders have certainly been the superior team in the first 13 minutes of this game. Kids had to make 3 or 4 pretty good saves. Osgood had to make 1. And he just made it on Hoglund on a nice pass from Ty Domi. Corson and Webb tangle in front of the Leafs bench. The over-grip toe hold Webb's got on Corson. Webb was a steamroller last year in the playoffs, especially in the games here on Long Island.
When he got to play. It seemed in Toronto he got blanked most of the night. Peterborough native, no goals, no assists, no points. And at this particular point, 35 minutes in penalties. And Steve Webb's gone a long time between goals, 71 games. But he's not there for his goal scoring. He is there to create some atmosphere.
He sure did last year in the playoffs.
Yes, he sure did. Renberg unable to strip it away there from a point. Sent back down into the Islander zone. Osgood playing it around on the wing. Renberg down against Asham, poke free, and Adrian Aucoin gets it out to Isbister. Ahead for Michael Pekka. Pekka to Isbister, and the shot went wide. Centered in front of the goal, and Kidd got across, but it went wide of the net. Fitzgerald kicks it up on the wing, but the Leafs don't get it out. Berg takes his man. Isbister is challenged there by McKay. Isbister taken to the boards by Brian McKay. Now Pekka trying to work against Aki Berg, and Renberg gets a loose puck, and he's going to snap it out and down the ice. The Islanders dominating the first period, but it's only 1-0. 5:38 to play in the first 20 minutes.
Broadhead and Labardius, weekends at 10 on Sportsnet News.
Log on at www.sportsnet.ca. We'll have the results of the poll later on in the contest. Alexei Yashin twisting and turning in the center ice area along with Parrish, bounces it into the left wing corner. Sean Bates after it, but McGillney played it up on the wing, and Jackman gets it out. The Leafs have had absolutely no forecheck game going here thus far. Now in over the line, Antropov. He rolls it into the left wing corner, unable to muscle his way past Martinick. Into the corner now. Antropov kicks it free for Healy. Healy is knocked down. And back of the goal goes the Islanders. And now up on the left wing to Yashin. Yashin to center. Had it roll off the stick of Bates into the goal crease area. And Kidd is there to tie it up. It'll be a face-off in the Toronto zone with 4:50 to play in the period.
Sean Bates, 16 points. That puts him in second place on the scoring. You can see his production has increased dramatically since he moved from Boston. And on the power play, he has 8 points, 7 of them assists.
Melrose, Massachusetts native, played his collegiate hockey at Boston University with the Terriers. He's fit in nicely on their #1 line, hasn't he?
He sure has. The Islander team are given the least fits with their physical fortune.
Round back of the net, Vela one-hands it, but Steve Webb is there to center, and the shot went wide of the goal. Domi is slow to react to the puck. Godard gets it in deeper, and Reichel finds his man on the right side, and Caberlet starts up. Thomas Caberlet to center with Webb chasing. Sends it in deep into the Islander zone. Osgood gives the puck away to Reichel. Back of the net for Ty Domi to Reichel in front of the net. A shot! And that went off the blocking arm of Osgood. Domi kicks it free for Reichel. Back of the net for Domi off his glove. The official gets in the way. Down goes Domi. Unable to poke it out in front, but it comes to Vale at the point. And sprawling to block that was Eric Godard. Hoglund. Run at by Steve Webb. Here's Caberlet in with a shot, and it's gloved by goaltender Osgood and held for a faceoff. Domi complaining to referee Kevin Pollock about being hauled down back of the goal to no avail.
Well, Hoglund is on the wrong end of a body check right here after he passed the puck. One thing the Islanders did in the playoffs, and they look like they're still doing it, is finishing a lot of checks. So when you pass it or shoot it, you ought not to admire either of those moves. Get ready for the thump.
Scatchard playing it ahead, unable to get it out there was Blake. Into the corner it goes. Tucker is given a bump. Tucker sends it around into the near corner. Corson trying to get there ahead of Dave Scatchard. Tucker goes in, but it's lofted high to center ice by Roman Hammerlin. Bird being chased down by Blake, but it comes to center. Sent to an open wing, and McCabe gets there. On the backhand, couldn't get it by the defense. Scatchard pokes it ahead. Up on the wing and to the line, well offside, as it's brought in by Radek Martinick. And there'll be a face-off in the center ice area.
This is only the 9th road game for the Maple Leafs. That is the fewest any team in the NHL have played. So you know what the schedule looks like in a couple of weeks. A lot of travel.
These two teams don't meet again until February in Toronto. We're not back here on the island again until late March, as Osgood pinches that up against the side of the post and holds on.
What a season the Islanders had last year, though. 96 points. That was a 44% increase. Renberg tips it and can't quite get it by Osgood. 42 wins, the most in 20 years for the Islanders. Last year, 42 wins. After what? Listen to the playoffs, 5 straight seasons.
Yep. 7 straight seasons. Here's a 2-on-1 developing, but the shot went wide of the goal. Pekka coming out of the corner. Pekka has turned around, and the shot was off the leg. Sundin has it now on the right wing along with Renberg. Sundin through center and in over the line. Stick handling through, he's in a goal! And it's chopped away from Osgood's goal crease area at the last second as Sundin made a nifty little move going through the defense.
Well, Matt Sundin's tough to handle on the rush, but there's no way 2 defensemen, without anybody else to worry about, ought to let this guy step between the both of them. And he did. And he doesn't get a very good shot away, as by the time he recovered the puck after beating the defenseman, he could only redirect it, and not enough to fool Osgood.
Adrian Aucoin watched him go right around him. Antropov wins the draw. Lume down the board, squeezed to the wall by Parrish. Back of the net, battling for it. Martinick in there along with Healy. Healy comes out of the corner. Now back into the corner. Healy around on the board, still trying to cycle that puck along with Lume down low. Lume loses it, but he's a long way from home. Good job by McGillney to fill in for him. Martinick steps around one, and McGillney took him down. Here's Hammerlich coming to center. A pass at the blue line, broken up as Yashin couldn't get to it, and it's rolled to the blue line and out by Rick Jackman. Healy can't get to it. Jackman has it again. Jackman up the middle to Nick Antropov. Antropov in over the line. Has it knocked off his stick and cleared back at center ice. Caberlet and Vela. Vela trying to control the puck, played it ahead. Antropov. There's Steve Webb taking a fairly healthy run at the lead. Centerman now left on the boards, and Hammerlich gets it out at center. Lifted into the Leaf zone by Godard. Out of the goal is Kidd. Godard gave him a bit of a slash. Reichel misses a hit there, and it's cleared out at center ice as Webb has been running around as he normally does, but he doesn't want to have anything to do with Ty Domi. Eric Cairns walks into the picture,
along with Eric Godard.
Cairns in the last 4 years has had 37 fighting majors. Last year, this year, Steve Webb has had 3. You want a piece of Steve Webb, you got to do it while the game's on, it seems. You got to take a healthy run at him. Face-off outside the blue line with 1.5 minutes to go in the first period. Islanders own the lead 1-0 on a goal by Jason Wiemer at 10:17. Domi and Webb having a bit of a chat. Now what? Now they're going to bring the face-off even deeper into the Leaf zone. And not sure what the rationale with this is.
Off a Leaf stick before it went out of play, I guess. And
they took their time deciding about it. Webb slashes it wide of the net. Caberlet has it there.
Very unaware of the hurry-up face-off.
Here is Vela sending it in. At the side of the goal, now it is fired around on the boards by Timander. This bounces out at center, and Steve Webb is there. Checked by Reichel. High in the air, bouncing puck. Webb gets to it again. In across the line, Godard with a long shoot-in that's offside. And play is whistled down, and there'll be a face-off in the center ice area. Here's what you were talking about, Harry, as far as participation in the postseason.
Well, no wonder they were so excited about round 1 last year that went 7 games before the Leafs eliminated them. However, there was a time when the playoffs were the favorite time of the year for people who lived here or played 4 Stanley Cups in a row.
Back of the net for Scatchard. Lost it. Here is Blake with it now, trying to send it in front of the net. Belak knocked it away from him, but didn't see it. Here's Blake coming in off the wing, but couldn't get a pass going. Round back of the goal, it goes to Jason Wiemer. Wiemer looking in front, and it's cleared on the wing and chopped out and down the ice by Toronto. Another icing call coming here as it is touched by Adrian Aucoin, and it'll be brought back down into the Toronto zone with 30.7 seconds remaining in the period.
Well, Adrian Aucoin, who has 12 points, 5 of them power play goals, leads the NHL in average ice time per game, 30 minutes and 6 seconds. And here are his top 5 ice times. Early in the season, before the grind started, he played 40 minutes and 51 seconds. Came to the bench, and Laviolette gave him a bag full of oats and an apple and told him to get the hell back out there.
Shot off the face-off, snared by Kidd off the stick of Arron Asham. That's when you get to the bench and the coach has got his foot on the door and won't let you open it.
That's a lot of hockey. He's done it, though, all last year. I think he played 42 minutes in an overtime game last year.
Draw to the right of Kidd has been very solid for Toronto, facing 13 shots. Sundin to Renberg, through center to Fitzgerald. Into the corner it goes. Osgood scooping it around back of the net. Sundin gets a piece of Asham. Now Fitzgerald, a shot, scores! Tommy Fitzgerald's first goal in a Leaf uniform ends a drought of 34 games, and it is tied at 1.
Well, the former 17th overall pick by the New York Islanders in 1986 scores against his old teammates. A turnaround slap shot that may have been deflected because Osgood looked like he should have had it. Let's have another look and see whether this Fitzgerald shot hit anybody on the way to the net. 1-1 with 11 seconds left in the period. A big goal for Fitzgerald and his Toronto Maple Leafs.
So Tommy Fitzgerald ties the game at 1. And 6 seconds remain in the period as Pekka works into the corner, centers, and time will run out. And the Leafs, living a bit of a charmed existence in that first 20 minutes, are outshot 13-8, but go to the dressing room dead even with the Islanders, thanks to a late goal from Tom Fitzgerald with just 12 seconds remaining in the first period.
You're watching Molson Canadian Leaf Hockey on Rogers Sportsnet Ontario. It's a Canadian game. Toronto, New York tied at 1.
Jason Wiemer opens the scoring for the New York Islanders. It is Tom Fitzgerald late in the opening period that ties it for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It is 1-1 after one period of play. In Uniondale, Nick Kypreos, Scott Morrison, and Gord Stellick comprise the panel here tonight. And Gord, let's begin with you. Tucker, Corson, and Wade Belak. It seemed Pat Quinn wanted to delay getting that line out onto the ice in the opening period of play, and they weren't sure how to handle the situation, it appeared, when they got there.
Yeah, he did. He kind of had the dramatic entrance for that line. I'll tell you, it's the old adage about the world's going to end up with a bang but a whimper. And here's what happened here. Here's the end. Scatchard puts a hit on Tucker kind of at the end. Kid picks it up. Now, you can see a little bit. Joe Bowen alluded to it. Everyone starts looking. They start looking around. It's kind of like being in the playground. And what's a gang name? The Condors, the Vultures, the Falcons, the whatever. Are they coming over to beat us up? I mean, this is what everyone looked for, and the shift was nothing. And really, the Islanders played a smart game that way, backing away from that stuff. Maybe something will happen later on. But the first shift, the fireworks didn't happen.
You really are hip, you know that?
Yeah, I know, yeah. I was a Condor.
It didn't get much better for Tucker in that period. He played just 2 minutes and 42 seconds and was on for the Wiemer goal.
Shayne Corson back from injury, Nick, playing with some fire. He's not afraid of what might happen.
Yeah, I don't think Pat Quinn was too happy in terms of the whole outlook of the period, and probably didn't see any type of emotion out of the Toronto Maple Leafs till the middle of the period, where Webb goes after Corson, and then Shayne kind of chases him back to the bench and gives him the old, well, you want to go? And obviously Webb says no. But pretty uneventful period for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And you can talk about the Leafs traveling on a game day, which happened because they got snowed in New York. So perhaps, Gord, what did we call it back in your days? Bus legs? Now they're, what, chartered private jet legs now?
Well, in Harold's days, it was cheapest fare possible.
One thing Pat Quinn would have been happy about in that period was the goaltending of Trevor Kidd. I thought he was playing just because he was a better fighter than Ed Belfour, ready for this game. But they're outshot 13-8 in the period, 12-2 at one point. He gave his team a chance to get back and tie it up, and his first game in 11.
I'm still giggling over the chartered jet legs. I'm not sure I quite grasp that.
Oh, yeah, it takes the Leafs a full period to get over that.
He flew in tonight. He's got it.
Yeah, we should mention a trade, too, just completed between the San Jose Sharks and the Philadelphia Flyers. These two teams swapping defensemen. Dan McGillis going to the Sharks, coming the other way, Marcus Ragnarsson. Here's what you have to look forward to tomorrow. A couple of teams playing back-to-back.
What is it, live at sportsnet.ca, and tell us what do you think are the worst uniforms of all time in the National Hockey League. We're debuting the Live 5 coming up tonight following the game. We'll also be here after the second period as well. We'll go back to Uniondale after this.
First period summary being brought to you by Bell Express View. Over 1,000 NHL games available on the Bell Express View Center Ice package. Wiemer for the Islanders from Scatchard and Blake early on, midway through the period, and then with a dozen seconds left, Tom Fitzgerald scores his first in a Leaf uniform and first in 34 games to tie the game 1-1. It was unassisted. Here's Arron Asham coming back to the blue line and couldn't keep it in. Playing it ahead, Caberlet intercepts to Sundin, over the line, a drive, and Osgood got that left hand up. Boy, I thought that was offside. Sundin was in there quite a bit. And the pass reached him, but it was waved on.
Well, this was a hard shot by Sundin from a bad angle. And I don't know whether it was on the net or not, but Osgood took no chance and made the catch. Play like that right in front of the Leaf bench going in, even though they saw it was offside, they yelled, "Good call."
Everybody's an official. Asham fakes the shot, tries to go wide on Caberlet. Now works back along the boards and behind the goal, too far for Isbister to Pekka. Pekka against Sundin. That's been the matchup that Peter Laviolette wants out there. So Tucker's not been on the ice at the same time. Here's a pass. Arron Asham.
Well, some good work along the boards. First by Pekka to kick it in. And you're going to see that Spela is going to complain here that he wasn't called for tripping and get the whistle because the puck came right out to Asham on a good play from behind the net. And early in the second period, Arron Asham scores his fourth to make it 2-1 Islanders.
Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, and a former Red Deer Rebel. And Arron Asham has a 2-1 lead in the books now for the Islanders. Antropov into forecheck against Hammerlick. They play it in along the near boards. In goes Healy after it, but it comes up on the wing. And Mark Parrish gets it out and into the Leaf zone. Out of the goal is Kidd playing it around on the wall for McGillney. Tried to tip it, could not. Now works in there against Sean Bates. Jam play, cleared to the line, not out. Hammerlick's shot is blocked and McGillney turns. Isbister and Pekka, I think, are going to get the assists on it. But it is 2-1 Islanders. The Leafs score in the final minute of the first period. The Islanders score in the first minute of the second. Here's a chance now in over the line. Bouncing puck in front. Stopped by Kidd, and it's knocked wide of the goal as Mark Parrish had a great chance. McGillney gets it ahead for Lumet. Through center in the wing it goes for Healy. Healy with a shot. Knocked away by Osgood, and that may have taken a bit of a chunk out of Osgood's left arm or shoulder. Here's Webb in with a shot. Stopped by Kidd. Cleared into the corner for Hoglund. Hoglund trying to play it up the boards. Has it blocked. Another shot. Kidd got in the way of that. Still loose in the Toronto zone, and Lumet on the wing from McGillney. It gets ahead to Hoglund. Hoglund with Antropov. Hoglund with a long shooting goes wide of the net. And Steve Webb falls over Hoglund. And Hoglund is down and hurt.
Hoglund was caught in the middle of his follow-through on the shot. And Godard and Domi go at it. Godard called up from Bridgeport today.
Domi trying to get him into a bit of a spin cycle and gets it right in there. Godard had 4 fights in the preseason before being sent back to Bridgeport. And he's in here against Ty Domi as Jonas Hoglund's being attended to down in the Leaf zone. But Steve Webb would not answer the bell. And Godard has had to step in here as Domi and he throwing punches in the center ice area. So it has started. Peter Laviolette electing to bring Godard up from the minors just for this game, and Godard gets into it here with Domi.
Well, Hoglund got to the blue line, the Islander blue line, and slapped the puck. And before he got back ready after the follow-through, he was leveled by Webb. And then Godard came over when Webb was confronted by Domi. Smith, the athletic therapist, is taking care of
Steve Webb, Peterborough Pete graduate, Peterborough native. No goals, no assists, no points. And he is got Jonas Hoglund in la-la land right now.
Smelling somersaults there, and it must have had a bit of a nosebleed.
Now, Sundin explaining to Pat Quinn why there's no penalty on Webb.
I didn't see it.
Neither did I, and we don't even have it on the replay because it was well behind the play after the shot had been taken on a shoot-in at the blue line. But your point was well taken. When you shoot the puck or pass the puck with Webb on the ice, you'd not better be admiring it very long.
And Hoglund's going to the dressing room, so he was obviously hit hard enough that he doesn't answer the questions properly, because I don't think he's going in to be stitched up. He didn't appear to have a cut, but his nose was rearranged slightly, so perhaps that's why he's headed to the room.
Renberg gets it into Fitzgerald, back to Renberg, behind the goal to Sundin. Flipped it in front of the net, Renberg couldn't get a shot away. Renberg and Pekka battling as Fitzgerald is unable to keep it in. Well, is that round one? The bell has sounded. Webb with the hit, Domi and Godard with fighting majors to follow. Fitzgerald in the corner. Gets it back to the blue line to Aki Berg. Slid in for Renberg. Renberg rolling it in front, and it's tipped away there by Osgood. Brought out at center by Isbister. And the crowd chanting Steve Webb's name. Berg flattens Arron Asham with a hit, and Renberg is out at center with Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald drops it now to Sundin, closing in, and he snapped it off the wing wide. Renberg being shoved around as the puck comes back into the Leaf zone. Here's Brian McCabe coming to center. He'll lift it high, volleyball out over the line with a hand pass, and play is whistled dead.
Well, the second period started off a lot more lively than the first period, which was a pretty peaceful episode, I would say.
The Leafs have had one shot in this second period. The Islanders have had four, including the goal from Arron Asham.
Well, in the first period, the Leafs didn't do an awful lot for 12 or 14 minutes, and then came on, got some shots, and got the goal to tie it.
Here's Caberlet in over the line with McGillney, who takes the pass and the shot, and it's going off a stick and into the screening in behind Osgood, and a face-off coming in the Islanders' zone. Draw won by the Islanders. Back of the goal goes Timander. Matthias Timander being hounded there by Antropov. Rolled into the Leaf zone by Sean Bates. Kidd leaves it there for Svela. Robert Svela turns on the wing to Caberlet. Long rink-wide pass. Went off Antropov and skipped into the bench area, narrowly missing the assistant coach, the veteran Jacques Laperriere.
Blocked a few shots, but none with that outfit on. McGillney last year versus this year, and you can see he's way ahead of his pace for points and goals this season.
Face-off one. Cairns has to go back into his own zone. Eric Cairns being chased here by McGillney and tied up. Gets it out at center. Now brought in on the wing by Mark Parrish. Parrish poked off his stick by Caberlet. Svela fighting with the Ashes. Parrish controls, tries to center, tied up by Healy, and it is flipped around back of the net by Caberlet, but Svela can't get to it in time. Here's Parrish again along with the Ashes. Yashin checked by Healy. Far side, McGillney and Cairns. Deflected back into the corner, and Antropov plays it up the middle and out at center ice. Timander bringing it back. Playing it to the line, broken up there by McGillney. McGillney turns and lofts it high to the far wing. Leafs are trying to get a change of players going as Jackman's over the boards. Offside at the blue line. Antropov couldn't get that large wingspan back across the blue line.
Well, our guys in the truck are going to find this hit, and here it is. Here's the shot, and then you can see there was nothing wrong with the hit at all. Hoglund was careless, admiring his shot, and walked blindly right in to Webb. And now Brent Smith is telling Keith Acton the update, the injury update for Hoglund.
Here's Roman Hammerlick playing it around on the wing. Martinick gets it out. Corson along with Tucker and Reichel now on the boards. Into the corner goes Trevor Kidd playing it around on the wing. Scatchard took a run there at Jackman rolls it to center to the Islander blue line.
Tucker only played 2 minutes and 42 seconds in the first period, which is a lot less than his normal ice time.
Delayed offside, blown dead at the Leaf blue line, and it'll be brought back into the center ice area. 14:26 to go, second period. The Islanders have had the lead both times. Wiemer's fourth from Scatchard and Blake. Tom Fitzgerald tying for the Leafs. And now Arron Asham 45 seconds into the period from Isbister and Pekka, and it's 2-1. Sundin.
The Islanders with 96 points last year. That's the top finish since 1988. Wow.
Brought to center and in over the Leaf blue line by Kenny Johnson. Johnson into the corner. Blume gets a piece of him, but Johnson now on the wraparound. Blocked by Kidd. Pekka in the corner. Jackman jams him to the wall. And Sundin swings it around on the wing for Renberg, who can't get it by the pinching defenseman Coyne. Pekka after it with Jackman chasing. Thrown into the corner is Pekka. Grabbed off now by Isbister. Isbister and Sundin battle. Asham runs some interference and is going to get called for it. Arron Asham skated over to interfere with Sundin, and the Leafs will go to their first power play.
Interference is the call on Eric Asham, and he's going to get it right there for a violent interference penalty, cutting Matt Sundin down. But it was interference.
You need your tongue surgically removed from your cheek, or are you going to be all right? Shot deep into the Islander zone. Osgood out of the cage to play it to the line, and out and down the ice it goes. The Leafs' first power play of the game. They are ranked third in the NHL, 27 of 128. Caberlet in on the wing to Renberg. Renberg works down the boards, stripped there by Lapointe. Back to the blue line, it comes to Caberlet. Caberlet to Sundin, to Svela. To Caberlet to Sundin. Sundin being forced. Cycles it in for Renberg. Renberg back to the point to Caberlet. Sundin one time! And it's deflected by Renberg over top of the cage. Here's Svela. Caberlet fakes. Svela again. Snaps it down low, wide of the net. Sundin at the half boards to the blue line, but it was gloved by McGillney off his hand and went to Sundin, and they're going to say that it was redirected to him. That's a pretty tough call.
At least you got to get somebody in front of the net when the puck's out with the three guys, Sundin, Svela, and Caberlet throwing it around. Nobody's in front, and so they won't shoot it. There it is. He put his glove
I guess
down.
he did. Yeah, he did direct it. Yep, it was a good call. Directed it with the back of his glove. Tucker over two lines offside. And it'll be brought back a foot inside the Leaf blue line. There's 50 seconds remaining in the power play.
The Leafs have scored 5 goals in their last 19 power plays coming into tonight's game, and the Islanders are 23rd in the league in penalty killing. However, have improved quite a bit lately, and last year scored 17 shorthanded goals to lead the NHL in that department, and they got 3 this year.
Here's McCabe snapping it in. Around on the boards for Tucker. Reichel went sliding into the inboards. Now they slash at it. Antropov controls, trying to play it back to the blue line to Lune. The one-timer by McCabe goes high. At back of the goal, Hammerlick loses it to Tucker. Tucker back in for Reichel. Back to Darcy Tucker. Tucker returns the favor, and Reichel at the half boards now. Reichel to the point to McCabe. Back to Reichel. Reichel back to McCabe, high in the slot. Trying to keep it in. Lume loses it, and it comes to center ice. Yet Lume. Right back into the zone he goes. A drop pass for Antropov across for Reichel off his stick. Reichel into the corner and back of the goal. Tucker let it go to Antropov. Back to Darcy Tucker to Antropov. Antropov to Reichel. Reichel snaps it in front of the net off a leg, and it's brought out at center ice and racing down the right wing now. Arron Asham. A drive and a kick save made there by Kidd. Rebound rolled in on goal, and Trevor Kidd is there to scoop it up as the penalty has expired.
Kidd made a nice stop on what was a good chance as Asham came out of the penalty box. But last year, Pekka and Bates lead the Islanders in shorthanded goals. This was not a shorthanded goal as Asham came out of the box, but you can see Kidd made a nice stop with that blocker glove.
So the face-off is to the right of Trevor Kidd. Corson comes on with Healy and Sundin now as Pat Quinn does a little line juggling. Maybe to get Matt Sundin away from Pekka a little bit. As Healy goes back behind the goal. Hoglund, of course, is out, so Sundin seeing some extra ice. Corson after the puck, but it bounds off the boards at a strange angle and affords the Islanders an easy icing call. And back into the Toronto zone to the right.
Toronto Maple Leafs 4-1-0 in their last 5 games. And 3-4-1 so far on the road, and this their 9th away game.
Face off to the right of Trevor Kidd, 2-1 Islanders. Midway through tonight's game. Vela plays it back to the net. Caberlet given a jolt there as the puck comes around on the wing. A centering effort in front of the goal. Backhand scores! Isbister! Some great forechecking by Mark Parrish, and Brad Isbister makes it 3-1.
The Islanders have done a nice job in the forecheck, and you're going to see Adam McCoy come right down, or Adrian McCoy right down off the blue line, and the puck ends up on the stick of Isbister, and he backhands it in on the turnover. It looked like the Leafs were going to get out of the zone. A good pinch by a coin, and Isbister scores.
So the first 2-goal lead of the game, and the Islanders own a 3-1 advantage. High on the glass, it's rolled down into the Leaf zone. Aki Bergen against Yashin. Yashin shields the puck, takes it to the far wall. Yashin backhanding it in now for Isbister. Isbister back to the net for Parrish. Parrish tries to get away from McCabe. Parrish cycles the puck back for Isbister. Isbister coming out from behind the net. Still with it, a backhand try is blocked. Healy trying to get to it in 10. Back of the goal for Yashin. Yashin still with it. Yashin into the corner with Healy chasing. Centers off McCabe's skate. And it goes to Shayne Corson, who'll get it out. Yashin and Parrish are drawing the assist, not a point. Back in over the line. Here's LaPointe into the corner. Tied up by Renberg. Renberg to Corson, and a pass for Belak didn't work. Arron Asham right back in again. Heavily into the corner goes LaPointe on Corson as the puck comes to Michael Renberg. Renberg working along the boards, can't get it in deep. And it's back into the Leaf zone. Pekka forechecking as it comes to the line and brought in offside with 9:39 to go in the second period, and the Islanders have a 2-goal lead. Thomas Caberlet tonight. 3-1 Islanders. Dave Scatchard quoted after the game with Vancouver saying, hopefully we can get a good lead and then take care of business. Well, who knows what is in store yet, but the Islanders have a 2-goal lead now.
And I must say, a well-deserved one.
Yes,
21-9 are the shots, and the forechecking by the Islanders has been too much for the Leafs to handle so far.
Lume back after the puck. Jackman plays it around on the boards, but not out at the point. Kenny Janssen a drive. That struck a leg in front of the net. And a high sticking call is coming here. Or did it hit the high stick? It was struck with a high stick. No, it is a high sticking penalty. It's going to Tommy Fitzgerald. It's 3-1 here in the second period. We invite you to stay tuned at the conclusion of the game for the ex-Copper Game Breaker.
A high sticking penalty to Fitzgerald right there in the left part of your screen. Pekka gets picked by Fitzgerald's stick from behind, and the Islanders with 9:15 to go in the second are on the power play.
10:45 the time of the penalty. Second power play opportunity in the game for the Islanders. So in that aspect, it's been a fairly tame encounter as well. Roman Hammerlick gets it ahead at center. Mark Parrish got it into the zone, but it's quickly cleared by Berg. into Bates. Checked there by Reichel and pushed out at center ice. Reichel chasing after Hammerlich but can't get it away from him. Sean Bates got it ahead for Alexei Yashin. Yashin dropping it back, just keeping it in was Hammerlich. In along the boards now to Yashin. Yashin holding at the half boards. Down low it goes. Bates gives it back to him. Hammerlich. Yashin working into the pass across. Hit out of the goal. And it slid wide and Mark Parrish couldn't tip it to the empty net. Healy can't get it by Hammerlich, but he took the stick right out of his hands. And it's shot down the ice by the Maple Leafs. Back of the goal. 7:34 to play in the period. 18 seconds left in the penalty to Tom Fitzgerald, who has the lead goal here tonight. Cross the line. Tucker stands up. Kenny Johnson. Here's Lume. Bodied and knocked down by Arron Asham. Lume back up on his skates. Trips it deeper into Islander territory. Johnson going back as Fitzgerald's out of the box. A pass ahead at center. Tucker intercepts. Unable to make a play was Ty Domi. Domi out with Corson and Tucker now. At center ice is Hammerlich playing it in. Lume threw it out and Tucker got it to the red line. Domi steps into his man as Asham goes down. And now Tucker is bowled over by Wiemer. And Corson goes in there and grabs Wiemer. Here we go. In against the boards. There was going to be a penalty to Domi, I believe, initially, for the hit against the boards. And we'll wait and see what else is sorted out here against the wall.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. Koharski's talking with some enthusiasm to Tucker about something.
Wiemer got the stick up on Darcy Tucker. Let's
have a look at the penalty that started this fracas. Ty Domi's going to get it, I think. Right there from hitting from behind, although Asham turned around and offered his back by the look of it. Then Tucker takes that shot from Wiemer. And Wiemer will probably get a penalty for that, as Tucker was in no way in any shape as far as having the puck's concerned. So Asham and Wiemer for sure for the Islanders. And Domi.
Now Corson talking with Cairns as the discussion starting to heat up here a little bit. Tonight's second period is being brought to you by Darcy Tucker a lot on the video board above center ice. The game operations people here have certainly worked very hard to maintain this rivalry. As Wiemer is in the box along with Asham, and Domi, I think, is the lone player in there for the Maple Leafs.
Domi may have got more than a single penalty on it, as he got the initial one for sure.
All of this is 13-13 of the second period.
Number 28, Domi, 2 minutes for roughing. New York Islanders penalty, number 28, Jason Wiemer, 2 minutes for roughing. And Islanders penalty, number 45, Arron Asham, 2 minutes for closing his hand on the puck.
Asham gets it for closing his hand on the puck. Wow.
Thought he was closing his head on the boards.
So the Leafs have a power play here as Sundin tries to tip it in over the line but couldn't, and it's backhanded out and down the ice. 3-1 Islanders, and the Leafs in need of getting something going offensively. Stala carries to center with Renberg and McGillney. Renberg tips it into the corner. McGillney in there after it. Back of the net, Sundin to Renberg. Renberg works into the corner. Back to the blue line to Stala. Back to Renberg. In for McGillney. McGillney back to Renberg. Renberg works back towards the blue line. Snaps it into McGillney. Back to Michael Renberg. Renberg to Stala. Down low, a pass by McGillney is blocked by goaltender Osgood. Maintained by the Leafs. Caberlet. Sundin. Added block by Kenny Johnson. Cleared ahead and lifted out at center ice by the Islanders' Sean Bates.
5:42 left in the second period. The Leafs have had one shot this period.
Here's Caberlet along with Tucker. McGillney to the line. retain possession, and it's cleared to center ice. Caberlet off Tucker, grabbed off by the Islanders, working in over the line now. Here's a chance for Blake. Stripped of the puck. Blake into the corner, sends it to the net. Kidd stopped that and dished it off. McCabe starting out with a pass to Robert Reichel. Reichel lifting it in for Darcy Tucker on the right wing. Dropping it back for Reichel. Reichel holding. Reichel sends it behind the goal. Tucker can't get to it. Falls on top of the Islander player, Hammerlick. And out at center ice with 10 seconds left in the period come the Islander penalty killers. Rolling a long shot in on Trevor Kidd. Wiemer is going to be back on here before the Leafs get it into the zone. Loman. Wiemer into the defense. Shot by McCabe. Deflects in front. And Reichel had a great chance there and couldn't corral the loose puck. Centered in front of the net by Antropov. Tucker taken down in the goal crease. Wrapped in over the blue line. McCabe back of the net. 4:22 to go second period. 3-1 Islanders. Antropov to the line and in. Antropov tries to send it in, had it blocked by Janssen. Antropov trying to take it away from Kenny Janssen. Janssen gets good positioning, and now on the glass, he sends it out and down the ice. This will be an icing charge against the New York Islanders with 4:01 to play. Molson Canadian proud to bring you Leaf Hockey on Rogers Sportsnet, Ontario.
Reichel gets a rare opportunity to score here in the second period, but the puck bounces off his foot as he had Osgood on the wrong side of the net and he'd been able to control it.
Belak, Corson. Belak took a run at Webb, and Godard is out there as well. Berg bumps into Godard as the puck comes along the boards, and Healy sends it back. Godard takes a run at Healy. In goes McCabe with a good hip check there on the Islanders centerman, and now here is Corson getting it ahead to Healy. Webb took a run at Healy, and now there's going to be a penalty here. Corson backs off a bit. He was going to go after Webb, but Steve Webb's going to the penalty box.
Corson didn't even have the puck, and Webb just stepped into him coming out of his own zone. Let's have a look at it here. Corson moves the puck, and then Webb comes roaring in and jumps at him. Now Corson is going to go after Webb, but then I think he realized that he had a penalty, delayed penalty coming. So the Leafs will go in the power play with 3:30 to go in the second period.
But their power play has got to make these silly penalties work out. Third power play of the game for the Maple Leafs. Here is Caberlet slashing it in. Around on the boards it goes. Lapointe misses it. Berg, or at least Vela, steps to the middle now to Caberlet. Back to Vela. Return to Thomas Caberlet. Shooting, and that was deflected right in front of the net. And it may have gone off Renberg, so the faceoff is going to come outside the blue line.
Well, there's no doubt about the fact that Renberg tipped it. He got himself in great position, and Caberlet realized that. And look at the shooting alley. And it went off Renberg and out of the ring.
Sundin, Renberg, McGillney up front, Caberlet and Vela. Sean Bates and Pekka are the penalty-killing forwards. Caberlet to Vela, and in it goes. Osgood traps it back to the net, left it there, and it is immediately cleared out at center ice. The linesman gets in the way. Caberlet and Vela exchanging the puck. In on the wing for Sundin, offside. Is called a half stride at the blue line.
Well, Vela shot the puck in on the power play, and unless you do that on the move, your forwards can't get to the shoot-in. Here's the offside play, and there was no doubt about it. But when you shoot the puck in on the power play, it has to be at the red line on the way in, so your forwards can force the defenders to turn and go get it, and at least tie the race.
Vela in over the line. Renberg tips it in for Janssen. Janssen curls to get away from the forecheck and leads three Islanders to center. It's a 3-on-2. Janssen in with a drop pass. Going to the backhand drive to the goal line. Still loose. Now what? Berg down. Vela on top of the puck. And is there going to be a penalty shot here?
Svela looked like he was covering the puck on the blue ice.
He sure was, and did he have his hands on it?
Koharski was the referee behind the net.
No signal
he did
yet.
not make the penalty shot call.
No,
It doesn't appear to going to.
Faceoff will be in the circle to the right.
Have a look at it now. Good stop by Kidd, and then Svela goes down on the puck. He hasn't got his hand on it, but it's got his leg over top of it. And Kenny Jonsson it looked like he was in good shape to find it before any Leaf did, but couldn't.
49 seconds left in the power play. Of course, in the playoffs last year, Brad Watson called a penalty shot, which was somewhat controversial. Long shot stopped by Kidd. Rink-wide pass. Reichel misses a hit there from Pekka. Here's Lume in over the line, swept in by Reichel, and Domi goes into the forecheck against Hammerlich. Hammerlich plays it on the boards. Antropov knocked it back, but it comes free, and it is immediately shot down the ice by Adrian Aucoin. Aucoin, an Ottawa native from Boston University with the Terriers as well. Came from Tampa Bay. Matthew Perron back in 2001. Out on the boards, Reichel trying to get it back to Brian McCabe. He can't keep it in. Bouncing puck in over line. McCabe's going to get a penalty for interference as he held up the on-rushing Martin Lapointe. And so that will send the Islanders to the power play.
Brian McCabe's first game back after missing 6 with a broken bone in his foot. He gets caught kind of half standing still, and the puck gets by him. So he lays the stick on Lapointe and will take an obstruction interference on a hooking call.
18:32, the time of the penalty, and so the Islanders go to their third power play opportunity of the game. 3-1 New York. These two teams don't meet again until the 25th of February. That game in Toronto. Yashin, backhand, deflects wide of the net. Harris back to the goal. Sean Bates working the area back of the net. Saucers it back to Roman Hammerlich. Off on the wing to Yashin. A wrist shot is blocked in front of the goal, and Svela is able to get it out into neutral ice. A minute left to go in the second period as McGillney forces the play deep. Aucoin having some difficulties with it. Sundin is up there as well. Now joined by Tom Fitzgerald. Bates across the line and rolled wide of Parrish. Round back of the net, intercepted by Svela. Lifted ahead, and Fitzgerald couldn't haul that lead pass down. Back come the Islanders with Yashin winding. Oh, and he just missed that far pole. Yashin back of the net. Back out in front of the goal, intercepted by Fitzgerald, but not cleared. Adrian Aucoin has it go off Reichel to center ice. Fitzgerald racing after it. Will be able to tip it a little deeper, but not get any short-handed rush going. A dozen seconds left in the period. It was 1-1 at the end of the first. The Islanders have scored twice here in the second period, and they'll carry a 3-1 lead into the dressing room.
Well, the Leafs have trouble starting periods. They didn't look very good in the first 10 minutes of the first, and didn't look very good till later in the second. And it's cost them 2 goals here in the second period, and they've got a little hill to climb right now.
So at the end of the period, it is...
You're watching Molson Canadian Leaf Hockey on Rogers Sportsnet Ontario. It's a Canadian game. The Islanders leading the Toronto Maple Leafs by 2 through 2 periods of play.
All New York offensively in the second period of play. Arron Asham and Brad Isbister handled the goal scoring. It's 3-1 Islanders after 40 minutes of play. Not a lot of physical stuff in the opening period, Nick, but in the second period, a big hit, Steve Webb on Jonas Hoglund, and then that seemed to get things moving.
Well, it looks like Steve Webb's picking up where he left off in the playoffs last season. One thing with him is you cannot relax for a minute. Your head's got to be on a swivel all the time. Jonas Hoglund found out the hard way, and then Domi ends up going with Eric Godard to finish off that play. But, you know, Steve Webb's got a decent shot at being a pretty good hockey player, but the problem is he's inconsistent, as they say. Plays like Tarzan at home, Jane on the road.
Will he have to answer at some point in this hockey game? There's only one period.
Absolutely. Yeah. You saw Shayne Corson in a bit of the highlights talking to him and say, hey, listen, you want to play that way? Yeah. You got to answer the bell as well. And eventually, it won't be Eric Godard stepping in. Steve Webb will have to fight his own battles.
Gord, Darcy Tucker, low-key for the most part until getting leveled in the latter stages of that frame.
Yeah, really surprised because I know, Nick, you talked about charter airline legs. I don't know. I've had commercial airline legs, but there's Darcy. Now, this might be a wake-up call. Darcy Tucker's only played 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Here you see the skirmish after again. Darcy Tucker doesn't get involved in it, but I'm really surprised about the fact he's hardly played, and he seems to be playing with indifference and rather lackluster until that hit. Now, if I'm the New York Islanders, it might be the old adage, let sleeping dogs lie, because maybe we'll get something out of Darcy Tucker, because he's been a non-factor the first 40 minutes.
And that indifference has caught on. It's spread throughout the dressing room, with the exception maybe of Corson and certainly Domi. A lot of Leafs not showing up tonight, not interested in playing and not interested in any kind of extracurricular activity.
We singled out Shayne Corson in the first intermission, and we'll do it again here in the second because of his near-death experience with Steve Webb in the latter stages.
Well, he managed to get his head on the swivel, as Nick likes to put it, and at the last minute sees Webb, who loves to play that robust game on home ice and manages to control his emotions because he knows Webb is headed to the penalty box, but then sends a bit of a message when he gets back to the bench himself.
That looks like Nick at last call.
Does it heat up in the third, or do the Leafs just concentrate, Nick, and getting back in this game?
No, I think there's a lot of room for the Leafs to get some emotion back in this hockey game. They're only down by 2 goals. They get the next one, they're right in it. And again, you got to bring that emotion for 40 minutes. We've seen parts of it in spurts, but it's certainly not enough to challenge the New York Islanders right now.
Emotion and shots, just 3 shots for Toronto in that period. That's just not good enough.
The New York Islanders, Gord, have a stranglehold on the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know you're going to stick around with the rest of us coming up on Sportsnet News. Look forward to tomorrow.
Log onto your computer and email us at live@sportsnet.ca. The worst uniforms ever. Maybe these qualify. They look like pylons, for goodness sake.
Get creative, and we'll read the email on the air.
We'll bring you the top 5 after the game.
First and second period summaries brought to you by the new Kia Sorrento SUV. How far will you go? Wiemer and Fitzgerald in the first period 1-1 the score after 20. But Arron Asham and Brad Isbister have replied for the Islanders, who lead 3-1 heading to the third period. Shots 13-3 in favor of the Islanders in the second period.
Isbister, the only player on the Islanders with more than 1 point. He has a goal and an assist.
Vela's shot goes high off the stick and into the screening. And there will be a face-off in the Islander zone just inside the blue line.
The Islanders haven't got anyone who's anywhere near the top in the NHL in the scoring department, but they do get an average number of goals and points from a lot of players. And you're looking at one in Mr. Isbister right there.
They are the second most penalized team in the league next to the Buffalo Sabres. But tonight, it's been 3 power plays each. We've had 1 fighting major with Domi and Godard going off in the second period. Now here's Yashin trying to creep in with a shot. Block, rebound. Where's the puck? Underneath Trevor Kidd and held in the goal crease. Leafs return home to host New Jersey, who are playing at home tonight, playing Pittsburgh. Leafs next action.
All 3 New York area teams are playing at home tonight as the Buffalo Sabres are in Madison Square Garden. And here Yashin walks right through the crease. And somehow Kidd got the puck with 2 Islanders in the crease.
At the point, Johnson rolls it wide of the goal. Vela shields the puck, snaps it on the boards, and gets it out at center. Johnson could have played it, so McGillney is free into the corner with it. Now trying to come out in front, rolls it off the leg. Sundin back of the net for Domi. Domi digs McGillney, and it was tipped away from him at the last second. John Bates gets it out. Has has it returned to Janssen. Long shot taken on the chest and thrown aside by Trevor Kidd. Back of the net for Lume. Lume along for Reichel, too far. Long shot knocked down in front of the goal and cleared ahead at center. Here is the backhand by Reichel sent in over the line. Grabbed off by Eric Cairns, who's been used sparingly here tonight. Played over on the far side, and it is Matthias Timander bringing it into the Leaf zone. Backhand shot gloved by Trevor Kidd and held for a face-off.
Well, Trevor Kidd has faced 28 Islander shots and has played a pretty solid game. And he has had over 20 wins in his career 3 different times with 2 teams. And he, considering he hasn't played much hockey lately, I think the Leafs have to be happy with the way the Kidd has performed.
Long shot, blocked, another shot, whistled over top of the net. Now Domi one-hands it ahead for Darcy Tucker. Tucker's in over the line, in for Robert Reichel, closing in! And his shot went off the stick wide of the goal. Round the boards it goes to the far side. Brought out now by the Islanders with a chance for Jason Blake to turn. Backhands it in back of the net. Lume cut it off. In for Darcy Tucker. Blake takes a run at Tucker. Puck comes to the line and out at center ice. Snapped right back into the Leaf zone and changes coming on the go. Jackman around back of the net. Got it ahead at center for Antropov. He's across the line. In for McGillney. McGillney in the skates to whip it backhand to the net just wide. As Webb took a run at McGillney. Now Healy back of the goal. Paul Healy on the boards working. Being bothered there by Martinick. Sends it back for Antropov. Threw a pretty good elbow into Antropov. A shot right on! Oh! What a save by Osgood off Brian McCabe. As the Leafs did a good job back of the goal on the boards to set up McCabe.
Give Antropov credit for this as he straightens up Martinick and then finds McCabe in the slot, and that was a great stop by Osgood, his best of the night. Here's Alex McGillney putting a little stick handling display, looks up every once in a while to make sure someone in the wrong colored shirt's not bearing down on him, as Mr. Webb thought he had him.
Islanders had Dick Turnstrom here a year ago, but he was lost on waivers, and now a penalty to McCabe is coming for interference.
Well, the puck got past McCabe, and to save a breakaway, McCabe hauled the Islander player down. It was the half can opener with the stick being lost. And here it is right here. He loses the puck and tries the can opener and lets the stick go, hoping that'll get him off the hook. But it doesn't, and the Leafs will be in the penalty kill situation early in the third. Pat Quinn not happy at all with the penalty.
Pat Park from the Leafs front office informing us the obvious. Jonas Hoglund will not return. He's had his bell rung.
Yes, you could tell that by the how quickly he left the bench after being asked the normal questions when he was hit in the head.
So the fourth power play here for the Islanders. Hammerlick sweeping it in. McGillney backhands it out and down the ice. Sundin to the bench. Reichel comes over the boards. Along with Tommy Fitzgerald. Adrian Aucoin coming out of his own zone. Pass intercepted by Reichel. Fed ahead for Fitzgerald too far. Fitzgerald gets in there, but Aucoin sweeps it away from him. Islanders organizing in their own zone. Hammerlick. A pass ahead at center. Hooked down on the frame. No call though. Fitzgerald got away with one there as Bates went for a slide. Minute left to go in the power play.
That's a play, Joe, where it either should be a hook or a dive.
One or the other.
One of the two has.
Yep. Janssen gets past Lume. Centers in front of the goal. Holy mackerel, what a save by Kidd. And he gets the rebound from Yashin as well. Trevor Kidd going post to post, stacks the pads to keep it at 3-1.
Well, this was a dandy stop, as Lume cannot get the puck past the Islander forechecker. He throws it over. Kenny Janssen does, and there's the first stop, and then Yashin comes in for the rebound, and he can't put it in. With Parrish straddling Kidd in the crease.
Lume got it to the line, outside the line. Kenny Janssen reached out to make the glove save and then brought it back in. Let's get another look at it.
This was a dandy because Kidd was at the mercy of the shooter on this pass by Kenny Janssen, and he comes across with a pad stack and makes the stop. 31 shots Kidd has faced, and 3 have got by.
Dougal, Manitoba native Trevor Kidd. Backhanded by Paul Healy out and down the ice. Half minute to go in the power play. Islanders 4th of the game. None of the scoring has come with the man advantage. 3-1 New York. In over the line goes Sean Bates. He sprawled. Antropov trying to get it out. Yashin breaks it up to Bates in the corner. Bates trying to get away from Lume. Lume dug it out from him. Now back for Bates. Antropov there. Back along the boards. It comes to the blue line. Here's Yashin. Dropping it off. Martinick with a shot. Yashin deflected right on. And it's tipped wide of the goal by Parrish in front. McCabe's out of the box, but would have been offside if he touched it, and it is ruled that he did so. So it's back into the Leaf zone of the face-off, but the penalty is over.
Well, Toronto's one of their strengths is the penalty killing on the road. 4 times they've been beaten, 53 times short for a very impressive 91.8% success rate. Keith Acton works with the penalty killers, and I recall when he played, he did that job very nice.
On the boards, Vela unable to come out with it, sent in front of the net by Scatchard. Now Jason Flake is knocked down by Vela. Scatchard let it go, and Tucker being chased down, played it along the boards. Tim Mander couldn't get to it. Corson got a piece of his man. Now sends it ahead for Ty Domi. And penalties coming here. Scatchard and Corson are in there.
I think Scatchard's got the first one for coming in with the stick up. Corson's going to get one here. You never know for sure. Neither goalie ventured out of their crease, so they didn't know who the penalty was originally called on.
And let's wait and see how Don Koharski is going to.
Here Tucker, he gets out of the way of Scatchard. I don't know who's going to get it. Oh, Shayne Corson's going to get it, and we saw in the replay he put his stick up and Blake walked right into the high stick. Darcy Tucker has not played as much as he normally does tonight for some reason, but he has been the target on occasion of the Islanders. But certainly, I don't think you could say the Islanders have been out to get him. He often gets knocked around because that's the way he plays.
5th power play of the game. Corson in the box for high sticking. Janssen slaps it in off the glass around to the far side. Cavalier couldn't get to it. It lays there on the inboards. Yashin gets to it first, flipped it back, but Bailey intercepts and he spins it ahead, and McGillney is out with Sundin. Long shoot in wide of the goal. Sundin gets to it first. Too well covered then by Radek Martinick. McGillney trying to tip the puck free, but now both penalty killers dropped behind the icing line. Here the Islanders with the Asham. Rink line pass for Martinick too far. Martinick stops. Broken up there by Sundin. Got ahead for McGillney. McGillney tries to get around Kenny Janssen, but couldn't, and then heads to the bench. Up on the wing to Yashin. Snapped around the boards far side. Jason Wiemer plays it in against McCabe. Round into the corner. Swatted back the other way for Lume. Lume gets to it and will play it out into the center ice area, just out of the reach of Fitzgerald. Roman Hammerlich. Dropping it back. Adrian Aucoin carries to center to Hammerlich. Hammerlich in on the left wing. Trying to play it in front. Knocked out of midair, but it rolls it on goal down his Kidd. And he's got a hold of it and smothers it at the side of the goal. Trevor Kidd down there for an extended period. I don't believe he's hurt, but he's still not uncoiled. There he is. Seems to be all right.
That's an uncommon stance he uses. He had the puck and got the whistle. And there's Eddie Belfour, who's had a great run lately and will probably play tomorrow night against the New Jersey Devils. Here's the last stop. As Kidd covers it before anybody can get at it. Maybe his hand got swatted a little bit as he covered the puck.
Draw one with 34 seconds in the power play by the Islanders. Back to the point, Asham to Hammerlick to Arron Asham. Asham gets it down low to Pekka, back to Asham. Asham over on the far side. A wrist shot blocked it, but Asham's rebound scores!
Gets his second goal of the night. Gets a bit of a lucky bounce that just comes right down on a stick. After this shot hit two players, and then he took it with his left skate, kicked it up to the hockey stick, and put it in. Here's another look at it as it bounces off the Leaf defense right to Asham. He makes no mistake.
So Arron Asham has his second goal of the game and his fifth of the year. And it is 4-1 Islanders. And now Scatchard and Corson. And if we got a lead, Scatchard was quoted as saying we have scores to settle. Well, here is his opportunity, and it's Shayne Corson, who they are shadow boxing in the center ice area. Down goes Corson, he gets back up and gets a couple of right hands going there against Scatchard. Scatchard trying to wrestle Corson to the ice. And they're right on the center ice dot. Corson and Scatchard.
The only thing they're not doing, the players that are watching, is shoving them back into the circle if they get out.
Corson on top at the end of it. Now they're back up again. And the linesman, Big Mike Civic, has a hold of Scatchard. They got 13 minutes to go.
Five minutes each. Shayne Corson and Dave Scatchard. And here's how it started, right in the center ice circle. They shadow boxed for a while, talked for a while, and then went out.
Sundin and Pekka. The draw controlled by the Islanders. Lifted down into the Toronto zone, and Shayne goes back to it. The crowd chanting, "We want Tucker." Pass ahead at center. Snapped in by Renberg, around on the boards for Fitzgerald. It's 4-1 Islanders.
Never heard a crowd ask for a guy in a trade like this before.
Played out at center. Fitzgerald got a piece of Isbister, who got an assist on Arron Asham's second goal. Here's Isbister in over the line for Pekka. Pekka tried to get a shot away. It was blocked. Centers. It hits the side of the goal. Caberlet on the wing for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's pass at center is knocked into the Islander zone, and now here is Roman Hammerlick. Hammerlick plays it deep into the Toronto end. Icing is going to be charged against the Islanders, and it'll be brought back into the circle to the left of goaltender Chris Osgood.
Well, the fans cannot talk Pat Quinn into playing Tucker very much. He certainly hasn't played much in the game the way he compared to his normal ice time. I know they're missing Hoglund, so the lines are kind of fouled up.
Here's Antropov in for McGillney. Couldn't get a shot away. Healy swiped at it and missed. And it's brought by Mark Parrish to center on a pass on the left wing. Bates puts the brakes on. Bates backhands it into the corner. Yashin down for Parrish, doesn't work, and the Leafs are able to get it out. Antropov to center ice. Lifts it deep into the Islander zone, and down the wall goes McGillney. Sent around to the far side for Paul Healy. A little bit of time there. Cycles it in for Antropov. Antropov back of the net. Had it knocked away. Reed grabs it along the boards and sends it back for Healy. Healy in for McGillney. Back into the slot for McCabe, and the shot stopped by Osgood. Cleared out at center ice, and McGillney goes back to his own blue line. McGillney with a pass ahead in over the line to Antropov. Antropov holding at the blue line. Into the corner for McGillney. McGillney with Healy in there. Healy trying to get keeps it in. Here's Antropov. And now they're chanting for Steve Webb, who's out on the ice. Knocked down is Antropov. And then he bolts over Hammerman. Lume tying up his man as down goes Eric Godard. Around on the boards it comes, and Tucker's back onto the ice. Cairns chasing after it as Cairns, he comes away with it. Got it up on the left wing for Steve Webb. Webb in over the line, going to the net with the backhand. And that was steered wide by Trevor Kidd. Godard and Vela. Webb gets hit. Rebounds jammed at by Godard, is thundered to the ice by Vela. Webb is knocked down, and a penalty is coming here to Robert Vela.
Well, he knocked Webb down twice in the crease. The referee watched one of it, but he wouldn't watch the second one without giving a penalty. So it's going to be a holding penalty, but Vela was clear in the front of the net. And the Islanders have gone to the net with some enthusiasm tonight and forced the Leafs defensemen to try and handle them. And here's what I'm going to talk about right here as Vela and Tucker go in the corner. And now Vela comes back out in front, and so does Webb. Webb's going to go down here. And that's the penalty.
Sixth power play of the game for the Islanders. Hockey Berg snaps it off the boards, and it goes right to McGillney, but he couldn't control the puck. Now he'll saucer it in over the line to Sundin with a shot. He scores! Matt Sundin snaps it home. A shorthanded goal, and it is 4-2.
Boy, that was a perfect example of a brilliant wrist shot, as Sundin looked like he might try and walk between the two defenders and just shoots him. And catches Osgood way back on the blue ice. And the puck was by him before Osgood could do anything, off the right post and into the net. Here's a better look at it. Top of the circle.
That is the team's fifth shorthanded goal, Sundin's second. Berg lays it on the wall, but not out as Pekka sends it in. Pekka into the corner. Berg got it freed up, and Sundin starting down the wall. Couldn't get around Adrian Coyne. Tipped to the line by McCabe. Hammerlick ahead for Arron Asham. He's at two, and McCabe sends him to the ice. Jeffrey Lume is able to lift it out and bowl it down the ice. Racing after it is Fitzgerald. Osgood leaving it there for Roman Hammerlick. Sundin from McGillney. And the Leafs have cut the margin in half as Kidd makes a save with the right toe, and that may have stung a little bit. Martinick is around back of the Islander goal. 8:53 to play, 45 seconds left in this penalty as it's cleared in. Kidd leads it for Jackman. He's run at there by Sean Bates. Now on the wing for Reichel. Reichel tries to one-hand it out, but can't. It goes free to Lume. Lume looking ahead to the line, then circles back. Plays it all the way back to Trevor Kidd. And McCabe will handle it. He'll wind it up and send a long shoot in down on Osgood. Played ahead over two lines to Alexei Yashin. And so it'll be brought back into the Islander zone. Tonight's third period. 8:21 left. Leafs down by a pair after that short-handed goal from Matt Sundin. Berg lays it out at center ice. Martin laid it away from Antropov. Penalty about to expire. Vela is back on. Roman Hammerlick up on the left wing for LaPointe. Going wide on McCabe. Centers, and it's deflected wide. Into the corner it goes. And a penalty here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it too many men? Nope. A penalty to the Islanders, though, I believe, coming here. And the Leafs get a chance to climb within one.
Domi's in the box will serve a penalty that the Leafs get for too many men on the ice.
Tonight's game review is brought to you by Canadian Club. 151 countries, one ride. Brad Isbister a goal and 2 helpers. The 5th short-handed goal for the Leafs scored by Matt Sundin. Arron Asham has a pair, and Adrian Aucoin 2 assists.
Here are the Leafs.
There's 4 of them, 5-6.
Defensive zone coverage is always better when you got that extra guy out there if you can get away with it.
Yes, I guess it is. 7th power play of the game for the Islanders. And 12 of their 37 shots have come when they've had the man advantage. Well, the Leafs scored under similar circumstances the last time out, and they get a chance here. McGillney with Sundin, a penalty coming. Sundin in on goal! And that went wide, and the Islanders will be penalized here.
Well, there's no question about the fact when Pat Quinn gets Sundin and McGillney out there killing penalties, the opposition better be concerned, because that is 1 shorthanded goal Sundin's got, and he nearly got the other one. Drew a hooking penalty in the process. Martinick will get it. Sundin finally got away from him. He took the pass from McGillney, then the puck rolled away on him.
Got maybe clipped with the stick as well on the way through. So 4-on-4. Kenny Johnson back of the net. Sundin forcing it wide. Cleared out at center ice. Here's a chance for Jason Blakeman on the right wing. Took a shot, stopped by Kidd. The rebound to the near boards and down.
Lume's going to get it.
Goes Blake, I believe. Yeah. And Lume is over. And Lume's going to get the penalty. So the Islanders were on the power play, then they were off the power play, and now they're right back on it.
Well, let's have a look at this. It was a high-sticking call on Lume. Blake, who's got good speed, heads to the outside. Look at the left side of your screen right there. The referee was not 15 feet away to make the high-sticking call.
12:36 time of the penalty. So 4-on-3 situations we saw in the first period is back here once again. It'll go for a minute 29. At the blue line, Johnson to Yashin. Yashin looking in front of the goal. Kidd trying to look around the screen. The shot blocked there in front of the net. Parrish was doing a good job in front of Trevor Kidd. Johnson back of the goal. Islanders 4, Leafs 2. Up on the right wing it goes and flipped in wide of the net. Kidd's out of the goal to slash it back around the boards. It bounces out over the line. Fitzgerald couldn't find a way to take it away from Alexei Yashin. Yashin across the line slowly to Parrish. Parrish holds the puck, tries to work things free, gives it to Yashin. Back to the point to Hammerman. Return to Yashin. His shot is off the mark wide. Back of the net, Caberlet plays it around on the boards, and Fitzgerald now in a rush. Coming to center. Fitzgerald in over the line with a long shoot in, and Osgood handled that. Puck out at center ice, and the Islanders are away with Isbister working on Aki Burke. Isbister back to the blue line to Hammerlick. Doesn't shoot it. Down low for Yashin. Can't handle the pass. Hammerlick again. A coin on his right. Takes the pass. Hammerlick again. Yashin trying to center. Works around. Centered in front of the net. Down is Kidd. And the puck goes free to Brian McKay. Out of the box is Domi. And he couldn't feather it through to find him in behind Hammerlick. Isbister back in on the other side. Islanders about to go back to the power play, and now do. Pass ahead for Sundin doesn't work. Laid out into the center ice area. Scatchard knocked down by Shayne. Islanders back in their own zone. Pass intercepted by Shayne. Sent for Caberlet. Up ahead, it's deflected in over the line. McGillney racing after it. Osgood tipped it back, and Scatchard takes it around back of the net. Scatchard's pass off McGillney. Right ahead at center from Tim Ander to the Leaf line. Vela turns it back up ice with a quick feed from McGillney along with Sundin. McGillney in. Drop to Sundin. A shot! And it was tipped just wide by McGillney. Slammed around the boards and out and down the ice. Blake racing after it. And it will be touched by Caberlet. Icing is the call. 4-2 Islanders. Junior game the other night.
We got to get him down to a Leaf game.
Yes, we do.
Get up into the booth with it.
And it's saluted from the fans. I'm sure they would love it. Harry called him the spleenless sparrow. Sort of like the splendid splinter.
He was a gritty little player. I'll tell you that.
Working at a lot of hockey camps now in the Toronto area. Offside at the Toronto blue line. 4:28 to play in the third period. The Leafs down by 2.
37-14 are the shots for the Islanders.
Face-off outside the Maple Leaf blue line. The Leafs return home to host New Jersey. And the next road game is next week in Philadelphia. We'll get another look at the Flyers. Pass ahead at center, goes to Reichel, up on the wing to Hockeyberg. A long shot goes wide of the net. Into the corner, Domi after it. Trying to get to it. There's Reichel. They jam it up against the boards with Corson. And it is finally whistled down.
Whistled by the referee. There's no use letting 5 guys have the puck and all their feet along the boards. Blow the whistle and you'll avoid some problems, maybe some injuries, and get a line change to get those guys that wouldn't get the puck off the boards off the ice.
Pennsylvania week next week as Pittsburgh's in on Tuesday and Leafs in Philadelphia on Thursday.
And then back home a week tomorrow for the Rangers, I believe, isn't it?
Sundin and Lapointe. Lapointe has been waved out. Draw one by the Leaf captain, but it's going to come out over the line as Caberlet couldn't get there in time to save it. Back to Trevor Kidd. Kidd plays it over to Robert Svela. Rink wide pass for Caberlet. Caberlet on the right side for Sundin, trying to step around. He does. Into the slot. Fitzgerald, what a chance, and it rolled off his stick. Oh my, what a chance he had to really make this an exciting ending. Cleared out and down the ice. Another icing charge, and Tommy Fitzgerald, what a chance. He scored his first goal as a Leaf in the first period, but could have had a second right there.
Sundin got by Peck and then threw this pretty hard pass out in front. And it just rolled off Fitzgerald's stick as he could have walked in all alone.
Around on the boards, Lume pinches but can't keep it in. Ahead for McGillney. His shooting attempt was blocked, and then it goes into the Maple Leaf bench and out of play. A face-off will come to the center ice area in front of the Islander bench.
Well, Trevor Kidd's been a busy goaltender. 37 shots for 3:22 to go. And I will say that Kidd certainly has probably been the best Leaf.
Leafs have had just 14 shots on Chris Osgood. McCabe carrying it to the line. Dumps it in wide of Osgood. Healy goes slamming into his man there against Martinick. And then it is knocked high in the air, and there'll be a face-off outside the blue line.
Pat Quinn's Maple Leafs will, unless they can pull us out in 3 minutes, go to a 3-5-1 record on away from home, and after tonight, 5 of the next 5 at home and 9 away to finish the new year.
And a 4-game winning streak on the line as well. Here's Corson down the left wing. Rolls it in for Ty. Domi going in with Cairns chasing him. Cairns goes low. Domi does to get away from him, but it's dug out, and now the Islanders get it out at center ice. Flipping it down into the Toronto zone, and Robert Svela is there. Back of the goal for Caberlet, returned for Svela. 2:22 to go in the third period. The Leafs trail by a pair. Svela snaps it in. Round on the boards, Domi going in there after it. Played high to center ice, and Lume tracks it down. Reichel back for Lume. Lume turning back in his own zone. Snapping it around on the boards for Brian McCabe. Went off the boards and came in front of the net for Pekka. Knocked wide of the goal by Lume. Domi, rink wide, just did get it to McCabe as Pekka had ideas of picking it off. Renberg going hard to the front of the net, but Sundin couldn't get it to him. Played to the line, but not out. And then cleared to center ice. Goaltender Kidd to the bench for an extra attack. Wiemer, minute and a half to play in the third period. McGillney can't get it in. Here are the Islanders. Isbister, Asham for the hat trick. Missed it by that much.
Well, Arron Asham's played a strong game in addition to the fact he scored twice. He's been a physical player in a sensible fashion. And the New York Islanders, in a game that was billed to be a rough, tumble, 3-hour game, certainly hasn't been, and the Islanders have been the more physical team and the better team tonight.
Faceoff a couple of feet inside the blue line. Yashin and Sundin, and Kidd likely to sprint to the bench if the Leafs can get some possession and get it deep. Sundin pushes it forward. It is snapped by Johnson off the boards to the Leaf blue line. Played ahead and in for Renberg. On to the bench goes Kidd. Played into the open corner, and Yashin trying to play it away from Sundin. It's broken up. McGillney centers! And unable to tip it. There was Fitzgerald. He had another great chance. Back to the side of the goal. Fitzgerald knocked down as it goes to Michael Renberg. To the point was Vela. Over to Cameron. In for Sundin. Back to the net for McGillney. Centered in front of shot. Jam play. Broken up as Osgood made the save. Vela shot it to the net. It's broken up and cleared to center ice. Tommy Fitzgerald's had a couple of great chances. Sundin. Played around back of the net. McGillney in there. One of the Islanders has broken his stick. Back to the point. Vela shot. Bouncing puck high in the air. Corson now. Back to the goal for McGillney. 20 seconds left. McGillney back of the net. Sundin can't reach it. Corson. Back for Sundin. Tries to center. Blocked. Played high to the line. Not out. Vela's shot goes wide. 5 seconds left. Sundin will try to center. Osgood will play it away. The game is over.
Well, the more energetic and more physical team tonight for the New York Islanders. Trevor Kidd allowed the Leafs to stay alive a little longer than they may have deserved to. And the Leafs go down 4-2 to the New York Islanders.
So 4-game win streak is snapped here, and the third period summary brought to you by the Molson Canadian Bubba Collector Can. Dressed for a limited time in team jerseys. It's 14 bottles of beer big and perfect for watching the game with the guys. Asham and Sundin scoring the goal. Sundin's shorthanded tally is second of the year. The team's fifth. As the Leafs fall to the Islanders 4-2. Time now for the Game Breaker, brought to you by Ex-Copper Legal Services. The expert the lawyers call. 1-888-EX-COPPER. Start of the second period. The Leafs tied 1-1 when Arron Asham scores to make it 2-1 New York. And then later in the period at 8:55, Brad Isbister with his 8th of the season. And the Islanders had a 2-goal lead to carry to the third frame. So a full house here at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Go home happy tonight.
Now to the Molson Canadian Three Stars on a rough night for the Maple Leafs. A very good night for the hometown Highlanders. The game's third star goaltender, Trevor Kidd from the Maple Leafs with 33 saves tonight. The game's second star from New York, Brad Isbister, 1 goal and 1 assist. In the game's first star, Arron Asham with a pair of goals to lead the Islander attack. So the Isles dominate for the better part of 60 minutes and win it 4-2. The Leafs head home to play New Jersey tomorrow night. Let's send it back to Toronto and Sportsnet Live with Jamie Campbell and Brad Fay.
Sportsnet Live with Jamie Campbell and Brad Fay.
Well, Hendrik, thank you very much. The battle everybody wanted to see didn't ensue, but there is a rumor that Peck and Tucker out having a tug-of-war right now,
Yes.
just to put this thing to rest. We will have the selection of, your selection anyway, of the top 5 worst uniforms. Almost 1,000 responses from email. We'll read the best ones. We'll also have 2-minute drill go around the league. But now we're heading back to from whence we came, Jim.
Arron Asham picked up a pair of goals, traded from Montreal for Mariusz Czerkawski, a guy who wants out of Montreal. Asham doesn't want out of the Long Island, and he's standing by with our Paul Hendrick.
Jamie and Brad, excuse me, and Aaron, congratulations. That's 3 goals in 2 home games for you. A pretty decent homestand for the home side, where you've come away with 2 wins against 2 very good teams.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's all these games in December are very key for us. You know, we're fighting for a playoff spot, and we got to start putting up some wins. And these last 2 wins have been big for us.
The Islanders established tempo right off the bat, and it came from forecheck. You didn't give Toronto a chance to get out of their own zone tonight.
Oh, definitely. You know, we came into the game trying to play 1-1-3, and it seemed to work out. You know, there's a few times we made a few mistakes, and gave Sundin some time to skate with it. But other than that, I thought we did pretty well.
Why has the offense clicked for you all of a sudden in the last couple of games? I know you're glad to make a contribution to this team.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's just a matter of pucks bouncing my way. You know, I'm playing with 2 pretty good players in Isbister and Pex, and they're giving me the puck. You know, I'm just kind of burying my head and shooting it, and it seemed to be going in right now.
Some pretty big hype leading up to this game. What was the talk inside this dressing room prior to and during the periods as the game progressed?
It was pretty much play hard, but try to keep it smart. Toronto's got one of the top power plays in the league, so we're just trying to play it safe, and 2 points is the most important thing. The stuff happened last year. And, we got to put that behind us, worry about making the playoffs.
And 2 goals for you tonight. Congratulations. Best of luck tomorrow night in Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Arron Asham, the game's first star here tonight on the island. Now let's send it back to Jamie Campbell and Brad Fay.
Paul, thank you. Arron Asham's getting a lot of airtime on this network. We had him on the other night. The Islanders a visitor somewhere else. I don't recall which region it was in. Tomorrow night, the Maple Leafs.
Darcy Tucker got 8 minutes of playing time. Our panel got more airtime than that. Darren Dreger, take it away.
Jamie, thank you very much. The panel, of course, Nick Kypreos, Scott Morrison, and Gord Stellick. And I don't think we can dispute the fact that the Toronto Maple Leafs did play with some urgency in the 3rd period, but Gord, perhaps a plan to avoid some of the wild stuff backfired a little bit. Darcy Tucker really wasn't a factor in this game.
No, you're right, and the score really flattered the Maple Leafs, really. I mean, it's good Arron Asham's wearing some of that clothing line that Tucker and Corson endorsed, because they got, I'm very perplexed what was going on. I mean, we talk about Curtis Joseph not playing in Toronto. Darcy Tucker not supposed to play on Long Island. We see him mixing up a little bit here, but honestly, the ice time he got, I don't know if he was ticked about the ice time or what it was, but he really had a very uninspired effort, and it seemed to trickle down to a lot of his teammates.
Two things, maybe. Either he's hurt or he told Pat Quinn just before the game that he had a really ugly tie. Those are the only 2 reasons.
No, but if he's hurt, you don't play, right?
And he had 8.5 minutes of ice time, which is half his normal average ice time in a game, and whatever malaise he was under seemed to be catching, because there weren't too many Maple Leafs on this night who played with any kind of enthusiasm.
Shayne Corson, though, Nick, was one of those who seemed to come into Uniondale with an agenda.
Well, good news for the Leafs is getting this guy back after 6 games with a groin injury, and although the Leafs didn't come with much emotion tonight, he was the one guy that at least showed a little spark here, taking a hit from Steve Webb and then coming right back in his face, and again involved with Steve Webb later on in the period. But certainly for the Leafs, they need a little bit more of this, and right from the get-go, like Scott Morrison just said, the jam wasn't there tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it was the difference in the hockey game.
But Trevor Kidd was one of those real good players. Some might question whether or not he should have got the start. That doesn't matter. He did get the start, and he played pretty well in spite of the loss.
Well, he has to play at some point, and the Leafs have 13 more occasions in which they play back-to-back games, so they have to get some relief for Ed Belfour, who had played 10 straight, and he gives up 4 goals, but on 37 shots, and as Harry Neal said, perhaps, and I think definitely, the best Leaf on this night, and a positive sign, one of the few out of this game for the Maple Leafs, is that he's been able to come back and play very well, and now I'm sure they'll try to get him some more action to spell Ed Belfour.
On the other side, Nick, some hard-working New York Islanders on home ice, the likes of Arron Asham, who we just saw, Brad Isbister, another one with a multi-point game, and Jason Wiemer.
Yeah, we're talking about 2 guys that weren't involved in the playoffs last year, and Arron Asham and Jason Wiemer, and 2 guys that Mike Milbury thought that he needed to get into the lineup and challenge a team like Toronto in the playoffs. And these 2 guys certainly made a difference tonight. We just heard from Arron Asham talking, and again, Jason Wiemer, a big, strong guy. And The Islanders didn't have the luxury of having those guys in the playoffs last season. They do now, and tonight they were a big difference in the hockey game.
You even think he'd have some with Jason Wiemer. Tucker would have
ties it at 1 to the second. Islanders get that one back 45 seconds in. Isbister tripped up behind the net, still manages to get it out front. Arron Asham blows it by Kidd 2-1. Things get physical here. Webb cuts across, hammers Hoglund, who was admiring his shoot in. He has no idea where he is. Where am I? He would leave the game. Just after that, Domi and Godard dropped the mitts. The Islanders called up ruffian Godard from Bridgeport, their minor league team, and we call this one a draw. Later, more rough stuff. Domi levels Asham from behind, but actually, Asham turned at the last moment. Then Wiemer gives Tucker a shot, and then Corson hammered by a little Stevie Webb. Look out, don't admire your work, you're going to pay for it. And Corson, not very impressed with that one. Islanders led 3-1 after 2 to the third. Islanders in the power play. Isbister shot is blocked, but Asham is there to tuck on the rebound for his second of the game. They keep forgetting about him. 4-1 for the Islanders. Seconds after that, Shayne Corson and Dave Scatchard square off. Look at his shot. No, get away from me. Look at him miss. Head noogies to go down and get back up, and wrestling match. Not much going on there. They tried to talk it into a fight, but really. Back to the game, Toronto trying to get some life here with the Leafs shorthanded captain Matt's a laser beam. Wow, what a play that was. But that's it. 4-2 was the final. Fitzgerald, Sundin, Wiemer, Isbister, and Asham with 2 round out the score sheet. And after it was over, Leaf boss Pat Quinn talked about his team's failure to answer the bell.
I didn't like the way we responded. I mean, we weren't much in the game. All the stuff that went on through the week, I guess we were concerned about what was going to happen out there. As much as you like to prepare against it or think you're mentally tough, we didn't deal with it very well.
Match, if you will, the Islanders and the Leafs.
It sure was, and suffice it to say, Darcy Tucker and his family probably won't be doing a lot of vacationing on Long Island in the near future. This is the hit that launched the saga that is Darcy Tucker versus Mike Pekka.
He's hurt. Pekka is down and has not moved on that check coming out of the zone. Tucker.
He'd been saying to me on numerous occasions that he was going to try and injure me and do something.
Yeah. Tucker, public enemy #1 in Long Island. So finally, the marquee matchup. Leafs forward Darcy Tucker on the same ice as Mike Pekka. And in Tucker's first shift, he gets greeted by big Dave Scatchard with a little bump into the boards. And the Isles hungry, crashing the net. Jason Wiemer banging home his 4th of the year. It's 1-0 Isles. And New York continues to work the Leafs. Jonas Hoglund hammered by Steve Webb. But Toronto wakes up. Tom Fitzgerald tees up a floater. It skips past Chris Osgood. His first is a Leaf, and it ties it at 1. Let's go second period. And the Isles blow out of the gate again. Scatchard on his stomach. Centers it for Arron Asham. He gets his 4th. It's 2-1. But then the craziness starts. Hoglund absolutely drilled by Steve Webb. Check out that hit. So in comes Domi to dance with call-up Eric Godard. But Hoglund getting the worst of it. He had to leave the game, and the Isles keep it coming. Some questionable defense by the Leafs. The puck finds Brad Isbister. The Leafs are nowhere to be seen on the D. He's going to score his 8th, and it's 3-1. And the Isles just rolling along. Jason Wiemer drills Darcy Tucker. Steve Webb running into Shayne Corson. And Webb with a penalty. Corson not happy about the hit, but likes the penalty. Now in the third, Arron Asham made it 4-1, and it sparks another tussle. Scatchard and Shayne Corson get it going. Pretty good fight there, actually. And it gets the Leafs going. Short-handed, Sundin with the wrister. That beats Osgood. But it wouldn't be enough, Jay. The Isles win it 4-2. Now, Jonas Hoglund left the game in the second, and he has suffered a concussion. There were 2 fights and 52 penalties, 30 for Toronto, 52 penalty minutes, 30 for Toronto. But according to Pat Quinn, all the hype before the game was much ado about nothing.
These things usually get blown out. I mean, let's face it, these guys hyped it up all week. I guess to sell tickets, I have no idea. And, you know, when it went out there, usually, and I've been around in the stupid 70s, and it looks like we're getting stupid again.
It should have got us ready, if anything. I mean, we were coming into a building where almost like a playoff type of atmosphere. It should get you pumped up, and it's a fun game to play. You know, everybody was excited. That's the way it felt before the game, but we came out and we didn't skate. We didn't have the jump that we had the last few games.
You know, I didn't have any, you know, built up, you know, anything. It was just, I knew it was going to be a great game for us. You know, we played them tough all last year, and you know, we're at a point now where we got to put some wins together, some points together.
Team that has vowed revenge on Darcy Tucker for last spring's infamous flattening of Mike Pekka. By the way, hard for Pekka to look menacing in the alternate orange. As he awaits his team's confrontation with Darcy Tucker, first period, Dave Scatchard wasted no time, goes after Tucker. Then Steve Webb with the hit on Hoglund. Game tied at 1 after 1. Second period, 45 seconds in. Brad Isbister to Arron Asham, and the ex-Red Deer Rebel makes it a 2-1 game. Favor the orange-clad Isles. More from Steve Webb as he lays out Hoglund. Tough night for Jonas as Hoglund stays on the ice. Domi goes toe-to-toe with Eric Godard. Huge size difference here, but you know, that doesn't worry Ty one bit. Hoglund, meanwhile, goes to the room. Third period. After the Isles made it 4-1 off the faceoff, Shayne Corson fights Dave Scatchard. This was an outstanding scrap. Now, it went on and on and on. I'm saying draw, but Sportsnet judge the Prez gives it to Corson. Isles double the Leafs, 4-2. Tommy Fitzgerald, you didn't see it, but scored his first goal since March 27th, a 34-game drought. There were 2 fights and 52 penalty minutes, 30 for Toronto, as league disciplinarian Colin Campbell watched the contest. Pat Quinn and his Leafs, their win streak ends at 4.
We weren't much in the game. All the stuff that went on through the week, I guess we were concerned about what was going to happen out there. And as much as you'd like to prepare against it or think you're mentally tough, we didn't deal with it very well.
All I'm going to say is I'm glad it's over and we can move on, move forward in the season now. I think that the last 3 weeks have been not very much fun with all the people following around with it and asking the stupidest questions that you could ask.
Yeah, that we directed our energy in the right way. I think you know, things like that can really go either way. But I think you know, we really talked over the last you know, couple of days to really focus on what's important, and that was winning a hockey game. And we knew we were going to have no shortage of energy and emotion and everything else. We want to make sure that we were able to harness it and use it in the correct manner.
With some positive, when the Mets had their shot at Roger Clemens over the summer, a popular sentiment was this: the Mets have to hit him. Well, for the first time since last year's playoffs, the Michael Pekka-led Islanders would get their shot at Darcy Tucker. First meeting of the season for 2 teams that played a chippy, sometimes vicious 7-game series back in the spring. You remember this, don't you? We start with a flashback. April 26th, Game 5, the pivotal one. Islanders, Maple Leafs, Darcy Tucker, what do you think? Does he go too low in taking out Michael Pekka? Pekka's playoff was done. The Islanders ultimately ousted in 7 games. Now, Pekka had initially promised he'd get even with Tucker. He had since backed off those remarks and looked focused for the opening face Friday night. Mid-first period, Islanders on the board first. Jason Blake fights for the puck along the boards. Dave Scatchard shot, stopped by Trevor Kidd. Jason Wiemer put a rebound home. That's his 4th. Coliseum loves it. Islanders on top 1-0. 15 ticks of the clock left in the first. Leafs tie it. Ex-Islander Tom Fitzgerald turns, fires, beats Chris Osgood. Fitzgerald's first of the year. 1-1. We go to the second. Opening minute now of the second period, and this is all Brad Isbister. Watch him get taken down behind the net. Still, presence of mind and the poise to get it in front. Arron Asham beats Kidd stick side. Great effort. 2-1 Islanders. Later in the second, things get chippy. Domi cross-checking Asham. That leads to Wiemer, who says hello and how are you to Darcy Tucker, which led to the scrum along the boards with Domi. Between the second and third periods, Deb Kaufman with the Islander captain, who said, let's just play hockey, forget all the nonsense.
Asham got involved, so did Scatchard and Corson.
In his mind, it was a clean hit, and I think, you know, a lot of things can happen in the game that you can argue both ways. You know, if I feel it wasn't clean, he feels it was. It really doesn't matter anymore. You know, I think all in all, I don't think maybe he was really intending on, you know, having my ACL tear or anything like that. But things like that happen in the game, and I think you know, you just got to release the negative energy. You know, just go out and play and stay positive.
Which the Islanders did. 3-1 lead in the third. Power play. Adrian Aucoin shot blocked in front. Asham, there's his second of the game. 4-1 Islanders on top. And what do you think would happen after the ensuing face-off? Well, a little frustration sets in. We expected much of this. Dave Scatchard meeting tough guy Shayne Corson, but not once in all the rough stuff did Pekka and Tucker come together. Most satisfying element of all of this, Islanders getting the 2 points. 4-2, your final score. Asham with 2 goals, whole lot of penalty minutes, 30 for Toronto. But the reaction begins with a very satisfied Islander head coach.
we've always responded well to games that I guess we put as big games, and tonight was no different. It seems like we answered the challenge all the time, and tonight was a challenge, and guys responded with a high intensity, hard work and effort.
The rivalry's still there, I guess. As you can see.